This is the One Piece Podcast, episode 899 for the week of Monday, December 29th, 2025. Rounding off the year, my name is Zach. I am joined by, of course, very special guest translator for One Piece in weekly Shonen Jump and Manga Plus. We have Stephen Paul with us. How's it going, Stephen?
It's the One Piece Podcast 2025 Office Party Spectacular.
Woo!
Woo!
Really? We have the musician on our show, as well as a writer, musician generally, and many, many other things that can and can't be talked about, I'm sure. We have Kirsten Carey joining us. How's it going, Kirsten?
Hello, everyone. Special shout out to the listener who came to my show in Osaka. That
Crazy.
was
Cool.
awesome. Thank you so much for coming.
No problem. Wait, why did I say that?
You didn't come. Ken came to my show.
Oh, that's right. Before
in
you
Osaka?
moved. No,
in New York.
Yeah.
No, I know. I was...
Where were you, Zach? Where were you for that
Yeah,
one?
Zach, where were you?
Yeah, Zach.
Yeah, Jill. Thank you for agreeing.
Well, you may have
Listen,
heard
I'm
their
in California,
voices.
so I think I've got a better excuse than Zach. If I
Yes.
was in New York, I would have been there for you.
Thanks,
Also
Jill.
joining us to assassinate any credibility I had remaining, we have our contributors, Jill Knight. How's it going, Jill?
What's up, sluts? Doing good. End of the year. We've lived.
That's
I don't know if that's
we
good or
can
bad.
say that, yeah. We also have contributor Ken O'Connor joining us. How's it going, Ken?
Hey, nice to be here for the holiday Christmas party. I like the way you put it, Stephen, the office party. This is great.
Mandatory fun. You all
Yes.
must have fun on this episode of the podcast.
I will.
Not giving you a choice.
I will have the most fun. I promise
Oh.
you.
Okay, there will be an
Oh, now
award
it's a
for most
competition?
fun. At the
I'm
end.
going to have the most fun.
I'm gonna have the most fun.
I'm
So-
Dirty Dan.
Okay. So I realize you may be listening to this podcast in the year 2026, where I'm sure everything is completely different than it was in the year 2025. But I still like looking back at the last year. For whatever reason, it is something that I enjoy. Mostly to say, wow, that was really shitty. But with One Piece, it wasn't. That's the full sentence that I say at the end of every year recently. So excited to do that. The big news for us before we get into just reminiscing and being forced to have fun in a competitive tournament style, battle royale sort of way, is that we are doing a special episode 900 charity live stream on Sunday, January the 4th of 2026. So if you're listening to this and it's not yet January the 4th, prepare yourself by, hitting all those like, subscribe, YouTube buttons. I don't want to say it like every other YouTuber. You like and subscribe and
Smash that like button. Follow the One Piece Podcast on YouTube. Hi, I'm Ken O'Connor. Like our show.
I don't know.
Like that?
I feel like I
Yeah.
should leave.
Do you feel old yet?
You lost the fun competition by doing that voice.
God damn it.
No, it matters
Alrighty.
if Ken's having the most fun.
And I am.
Not you, Zach. We don't care about that.
Yeah, the more angry I make Zach, the funner I actually have, so.
Wow, I am going to be the low on the pole here today. Anyway,
There's a poll? Sorry, go ahead.
the North Pole. Yeah. Okay, that was my dad joke for the day.
That was good.
Yeah. So what was I going to say? We have a charity live stream January 4th. It begins at around 4 p.m. and goes on until 11 or midnight Eastern time. Which in Japan, I have all these written down. I should probably look at all the different time
2 p.m.
zones.
in Japan, a sweet 2 p.m. end time.
We have some
Starts
really
at
cool
6
stuff.
a.m.
Some cool stuff and cool guests planned. Delaney is heading up her boyfriend bracket, which I'm sure she'll reveal more to us, and that us here included, when we get a little closer to the date. That's will start us off, in all likelihood. Dr. Bentlin, also known or previously known as Dr. Gomez, will be joining us for a special segment at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do Steven. This is probably one of my favorite Steven puns, Arc Madness.
We are gonna go with that.
Oh, we're going with it. It's only like
Nice.
2 letters off from the actual thing, so
Yeah.
why wouldn't we? And it's not.
Yeah.
Now, I also just wanted to let Ken know it's not this arc; it's next arc. No, wait, that doesn't make sense.
I hate you so.
That
I
doesn't
hate
make
you.
sense.
I
That
know what you're
doesn't
going
make-
for, and I hate you.
It's a bad joke.
But yes, and by the way, just so you know, if the listeners don't get it, my idea, which we're not actually going to do, is we're going to take the logo from March Madness, like the actual logo, and then just chop the M and the H off. That's where Arc Madness comes from for our competition.
Someone do that Photoshop really quick for us. Yeah, so we're gonna do our tournament rankings with special guests. Probably will include Roger's Base because I believe he loves doing rankings. We do too, but I'm pretty sure that is something he really enjoys. We're also doing at 9 our manga recap, 9 p.m. Eastern, our manga recap for 1170. So that'll take like 3 hours, I assume. And we also are going to do Piece Together, obviously, throughout, but particularly at the end. And Ken, did we have like trivia planned for or something? Weren't we talking about that?
Yeah, we have some trivia ideas planned, whether they come to fruition, but we have a bunch of data we can pull from now to make some fun new trivia segments.
I want to give a big shout out to Mike Patton and Ken here for helping to kind of help me produce this whole thing. I needed the help and I got it. I also want to give shout outs to who we're expecting on the show. These are always subject to change because things always happen. We mentioned Delaney from our show. Ken and Mike also mentioned them. Alan Ortega, I believe, will also be joining us. Josh McKenzie. I assume most of the crew, including Steven and Greg, will also be joining us. I haven't been in the same podcast room as, if you could call it that, as Greg in a while. So I'm looking forward to that. I know, Steven, you and Simba get to share that space a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Greg was going to be on our little 3-person show last week, but he was sick too. Part of the theme of the week.
We didn't realize it was contagious over consecutive episodes of the One Piece podcast, but the flu is just that contagious.
And then it is transmitted online through,
Zoom.
Discord and
Zoom. Yeah. I specifically pointed my germs in Greg's direction. I shouldn't have. Was it on purpose somehow? We also have special guests, including, if you haven't listened to Quest for the Best, please do. It's a great podcast. We have Jeff Through, also known as Mother's Basement, will be on, and Miles from that, who's longtime podcast guest for us as well, will be on the show. We have Melon who hasn't been on since I think the first chapter of Elbaf, so that gives you kind of a time frame. If that gives you a time frame. And Roger we talked about, and Dr. Bentlin we talked about. So yeah, and hopefully more. So that's going to be a lot of fun. The charities that are going to be, I just want to make sure I have the full information so people could also help. The Palestine Children's Relief Fund, which, I think their name is pretty self-explanatory. You can check them out at pcrf.net. We're going to be putting more stuff together around the donation and charitable aspects of this, and we'll release information about it as it comes. And also the National Immigration Law Center, which is an increasingly important organization in these times. NILC.org. It's their site if you want to check them out, or if you want to donate outside of this. I also know, I also assume that most people do donations and stuff at the end of the year for tax purposes, and we're going in the exact opposite direction because we hate taxes. That's how that works, right? But to be fair, good to fill that void in where charitable donations should be happening all year round, right? So with that said, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about what the hell happened this year. And we're going to have to place the blame somewhere. So we'll take a break and get right to it.
Zach, that was the most exciting slate I have ever done in my life.
Because last time you're like, oh, fine.
Thank you for allowing me to be part of this slate here with you guys. It's such an honor here in the 2025
Jill,
end of the year slating.
With that kind of sarcasm, I don't know if you could win the most fun award. Hey everyone, we're just going to talk for a little while. We don't have anything specific planned. But before we do, I did forget to make one announcement because I wasn't sure if it was ready for prime time. But Kirsten, would you like to make your announcement?
Yeah, at the probably the end of the live stream next week, my partner, handy bass person around the house, and I will be doing a little performance of the new end theme of the podcast, which is going to be a little jazzy version of us. So you can look forward to that as part of the live stream.
Are you going to do any of the opening too? Not now, I'm putting you on the spot.
No, because there's no guitar or bass in that whole thing. It is
like
drums.
It
is brass.
No, I do like the idea that your partner, you just keep a bassist around just in case.
Yeah, it's handy as a musician.
Yeah.
To just have a bassist around the house.
Yeah. It's a purely utilitarian transaction of having a bassist.
Purely.
That's what I'm.
Purely utilitarian. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very excited, by the way, and I think that the new theme that you have is very catchy, like good earwormy, which for me is very, very high praise for a podcast intro. So
Thank you.
I'm excited. Yes.
Yeah, I am too. It'll be be good.
Yeah. Well, it better be. No, it's fine. It doesn't have to be.
But it should be.
Yes. What we're talking about today is the year 2025. Before we started, I decided to write in, say, like 1 to 4 words, a description of every chapter. And you could set this to the "We Didn't Start the Fire" theme, but we're not going to. Because I've insisted Ken not do that.
God damn it.
But
I was like, do you want me to start singing? Like,
no. We can do it. We can totally do it. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
I'll just say, I was going to title it "We Didn't Save the Children" because that's the.
Well, that's today's episode title.
Yeah,
that's true.
Nice.
2025. We didn't save the children.
I hope they're enjoying the flashback. Like, they're surely having a good time over there.
They're on fire. Well, at least we hear about rocks finally, right?
Wow, to be fair, that's cool.
Those children are like 20. Not that that makes
true.
it
That's
okay
true.
to
Yeah,
children, but
that's right. Fuck them 20-year-olds.
Well, no. The 20-year-olds are the only thing stopping the apocalypse right now. Or starting it. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Okay. How old are those kids in the Stranger Things?
Oh, they're all in their
30s? Those are 35. Yeah.
Never mind that.
It's not. Those are not Zoomers.
That child has a beard.
What's that supposed to mean? Okay. Let's get started. So we started the year, chapter 1136, which I have entitled Gunko because that's the thing that happens. We get introduced to Gunko. 1137, I get more creative as these go on. Shamrock shows up. 1138 was the mural. I mean, that was like the...
Are we just shotgunning through all these, or
do you want to go through each one and talk? We could go through each one and talk like a sentence or two.
I'm not sure. What do
you think of Gunko, Ken?
I mean, she's pretty great. I can't
think of her outfit.
she needs to put on pants. I don't understand the outfit,
Yeah.
but I'm really excited for the eventual Gunko flashback of how she ties into Brooke. That's like the one thing I'm putting all my chips in for.
Yes.
Because
I was thinking about that.
What do you mean?
I was joking because I haven't gotten there yet. We just started.
All right. Okay. Oh, so we're doing this way. Oh,
No, it's fine.
I hope Gunko doesn't do anything bad.
No,
She's just got a great
joking.
character. They hate Loki for some reason.
I hope the celestial dragon doesn't do anything bad.
Any
Wow,
other
I
thoughts
love these
on
kids. I hope
Any
they
other-
really.
any other thoughts on Gunko a year after her introduction? I guess is the question.
Hot take, pants aside, I like her outfit.
No, I agree.
Now,
She's cute.
Steven, what are you gonna do here? How are you gonna get out of this? Everyone's a Gunko apologist with her outfit.
Yeah, no.
Listen, evil people can still slay. Like,
No,
you don't
like,
have to be like,
Steven just disagrees that she is slaying, I think. But
Oh.
yeah, that's the
Well,
disagreement.
Some
That's
people
it.
also just have bad taste.
But that person's not Stephen Paul.
That person is Gunko. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. We don't know how much Gunko has like autonomy like over herself because like she seems to be controlled by Emu.
You
So
think
did
Emu's dressing her up?
Yeah, did Emu choose that outfit? Like,
Oh, stripes. Not today, honey.
Who says thou shalt not wear pants?
Yeah.
It's specifically Emu's request.
The devil wears Prada, but a little more little.
But not pants. But not pants.
But not pants.
because we did see that
Yeah,
one
Prada doesn't make
flashback
pants.
with Emu and Gunko, and like Emu was like in a not Gunko was in like a more kind of like a I guess like a Catholic, like almost like a robe or some sort. So okay, this is different outfits that Emu's putting Gunko in.
So that episode title for that chapter was "Give a Hoot, Read a Book." I assume is how that's pronounced, because otherwise it doesn't rhyme really.
Because of Biblio the owl.
The Bliblo, the creepy
Biblo,
owl.
that's what it was.
Yeah. How dare you? The next one. Oh no, actually, that one was Thicky the Viking. I think. Give a. What was this? Not 1160? This might have been.
Well, the first episode of the year was the Give the Hoot
35.
one.
Oh, was this chapter part of this year? I guess that. Oh, okay.
Off to a good start here.
I missed.
Now we're doing great, everyone.
I missed one chapter, and that was with Yarrow being reintroduced with the sword going through his head. So
Great bit.
That is a great bit. So I'm sorry, Thicky the Viking was this one, which is an excellent episode title.
Yes.
Shamrock, and Shamrock Shanks was the name of our episode, was the next one. Thoughts on Shamrock a year later?
I love evil twins. I think it's such a funny thing that's been introduced because now you have to question everything, and it also makes fans just go stupid. So I like it.
Agreed.
Also, redemption. Maybe redemption. That would be great.
No.
I thought the evil twin theory was so like far fetched for the longest time, and we finally got him. Like, oh, all right, we're doing this. Okay, and people seem to enjoy it so far. He just hasn't done much. He showed up and then got called back right away. So I'm like, all right, I need to see more of you.
I need him to run into Buggy. I need a Buggy and Shamrock.
Oh,
something.
That could
I
be
didn't
funny.
think of that.
That could be good. Yeah.
That could be funny, actually.
I mean, evil twin.
Be
Like, is that
incredible.
really so cool when we've already seen evil quintuplets?
Now that's a good
'cause
take.
That's
The
But
one
they have different colored hair.
that's true.
Do we know that?
Yes,
I thought
we
they
do.
did have the same color hair, but
Wait, who are we talking about?
Shamrock and
The
Shanks?
Vinsmokes.
Oh, the
No,
Vinsmokes.
quintuplets.
These guys.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, it would be hard to be like, is that red hair Shanks if he doesn't have red hair? So, is that green hair Shanks doesn't really roll off
No,
the tongue?
Shamrock isn't.
Yeah, green
Shamrock
hair
has
Shamrock,
red hair too, doesn't he?
Yeah, no.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's what I'm
was joking.
saying.
Yeah,
It
that's what I
wouldn't
was
really
saying.
work.
Okay, whatever. The chapter after that was the mural, or what we called a child's dream, like one of our 3 serious episode titles of ever.
That mural still, I don't say infuriates me, but like I have so many questions. I've reread that mural over and over again, trying to like link up what's going on and like the different ages and what could be happening. And I'm sure we're gonna find out in time, but like it's it's perfect where it's just vague enough where there's not a direct like, oh, that's exactly what that is. Even like, okay, there's clearly a Loki-like character in the now era. There's clearly a Nika-like person in the now era, but like it's still very vague.
Yeah, I mean the mural. What do we call the SGS episode about that? Just 2 pages, or you could say just 1 panel.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, it's right there. I don't know why. Yeah, yes, it was just 2 pages. But like it is definitely one of the most dissectable pages or page spreads in the series, bar none. I can't like think of anything more. I want to say juicy, but
like the closest thing we have is like the murals from Enru's thing, which is kind of like the same thing, right?
Yeah.
It's the same concept, but this one just has so much more. Yeah, this one has so much more to look at and to work with. So
I'm waiting for him. Come back, Elbath. This is when he comes back. I promise.
The image for that, by the way, was the Homestar Runner Trogdor.
Oh, that's right.
Mural, which is probably one of my favorites of the year. Good job on Steve there.
Incredible.
Yeah. The one before was Shamrock Shanks was Joey with Shanks drinking a Shamrock Shake. This one is Gabon holding up 2 margaritas because it's Schmopo, Gabon, and Schmargaritaville. It was the introduction of Gabon. It's almost been a year. It's been 11 months or so since we've been introduced to Gabon. What about thoughts on him?
I love him. Like I like him 1,000 times more than Rayleigh for sure. Personally,
wow,
Whoa.
1,000. That's a lot of time.
I think it's so interesting to have heard about him every so often, just like peppered in throughout the story, and then you get him. I don't know. Every time we get a character like that, I'm like, oh, there he is. Still. Also, hot wife. Good job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what I think about Gabon.
His whole situation.
Yeah,
both he has a good situation.
He and Rayleigh, hot wife.
Yeah.
Aged well.
Actually, the Roger Pirates generally good with the wives. I mean, I don't know if he got married to Rouge, but
I was going to say, poor Rouge.
Rouge.
Rouge got a bad deal.
I honestly thought we might see her in this flashback, but I was being silly. I was being stupid. Why would that happen?
I really wanted that.
Yeah, sigh. So
that will happen eventually. There's no chance.
Roger writes a letter to Harold. Hey, I found a new woman. Thought you should know. We never met, but
after that, we're introduced to Somers and Killingham, and our episode was Saint the Dude with excellent Somers as the dude with a Kirin beer with the Killingham logo, which I would totally buy.
Yeah. Don't bring that up to Steven.
I would buy
Steve,
that.
yeah, Steve is. Yeah. Our thoughts on Somers and Killingham, and we'll talk about his deossification soon. But yeah, thoughts on those characters.
Yeah, my sweet days when I didn't know what Killingham looked like in any kind of hybrid human form. Good times.
Yeah,
I like the name Killingham. It's like, are we the baddies level kind of a name?
Yeah, Killingham's a great name.
Great name.
Yeah, Greg hates it.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys agree with me at least, because I didn't use Kiringham or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm always trepidatious about, like, here's some evil characters, and these guys are actually like super evil because they're also celestial dragons. And aren't they so funny? Aren't they just like really wacky whenever they're on the page, and you want to see them show up and see what they're going to do next? Don't know if I love that, but that is a feature of One Piece. So
I agree, but at the same time, I don't know. There is something in you. It puts you as a reader in an uncomfortable position, which I don't think is a bad thing. Like,
yeah,
if you're not sympathizing with the villains here, you're being entertained by them. I don't know how else to put it.
I think at the end of the day, they're gonna get their comeuppance. Like, these dudes aren't just gonna happily live off in the sunset.
Well, they're immortal, so maybe.
So it's like, you can enjoy their funniness for now because they'll just get kicked in the ass or something later.
I like the title I came up with here, Loki Unchained versus Hammered, but I get it, Hammered.
This was
Usopp with
we had like multiple images this year where it was like people drinking because we had Usopp drinking, you had the margaritas, you had the beer.
Yeah, the margarita, the beer, and then Hammered. By the way,
it was 3 in a row.
What was going on this year?
I could go through guests later, but it was a good one. I have no memory of that specific chapter other than Usopp getting drunk, and that's only because of the image.
Yeah, they're partying in the village, and Ja Rule's talking about like, oh, the sword saved my life, and like that was the big like party episode. And then in the background, Killingham and Summers got summoned in to start messing with the kids.
Yeah.
So that was January and February. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Is that when Ja Rule tells Luffy about Nika?
Does he?
I think they're discussing in the village, like, oh, some believe Nika's a good symbol, some believe it's a bad symbol, that he'll save the world, or he'll destroy the world. Like, there's different interpretations of Nika.
Oh yeah, you're right, he was.
Doesn't matter if Luffy's there or not, he's not gonna it's not gonna sink in.
He will have no input.
The one after this, so we're up to 1142 now for those keeping score at home. We're in March of 2025. The Sleep Tids one, or as we called it, Hogging the Nids, which is one of my favorite titles of the year too. What do you think of the Sleep Tids, everyone?
They're a fun delaying tactic.
Mine would be more abstract than this, I think. Like, shit, I have to go to work, but I have no pants and they've all disappeared from the world. Like that kind of stuff.
Oh no, it's the student loans.
Oh no.
That's mine. That's mine.
I find it very convenient that their assignment at school, the kids' assignment at school that day was, what are you afraid of most? Was it the same day?
Was it the same day?
It was the same day.
Yeah,
the same day.
That's a weird ass thing to ask children, actually, anyways.
Yeah, bad timing on that one.
What is Ange teaching those children?
Hey, live through your trauma for us, children.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, not the best. I do. The ones I enjoy the most are like the mundane ones, like Mom, or there were a few others.
Mom is good.
That Mom's funny, yeah.
I mean,
that's so good because the payoff later was like, wait, that's my wife. When the giants are fighting them, like that was a great payoff to that.
Yes.
It could have been like, what's your favorite food, and then it turns into a Ghostbusters thing where there's like monster versions of food or something like that, instead of just name a monster, name something scary. So we can.
What if it was like draw your parents, and then that would have been an exciting.
Yeah, I think of delaying tactics Oda has used, this is one of the better ones. Like I was thinking of Ice Oni. I feel like is like,
oh yeah,
that's a bad one.
Boy, that was garbage.
Yeah, like Wano and Onigashima, I think are both very good. That is one of the worst delaying tactics I think he has pulled, and I think we said that at the time. I'm like, Whole Cake Island must have had one.
But Baby Geezer Chopper, remember that?
Whole Cake Island had the Mirror World and the Seducing Woods. That's where I made my One Piece rewatch, and I'm like, oh my god.
I like the Seducing Woods.
No, I don't mind it in the manga.
Yeah,
sorry,
in the manga,
I know we're talking about the manga here, but oh my god.
Yeah, well, there were a lot of delaying tactics, but Dressrosa was all delaying tactics. That's the difference. The whole arc was a giant delay. I'm just
all Dressrosa was one day.
I'm excited to see the Sleep Tids eventually like animated, because I think you said this way back when.
We did.
Like,
I remember
one of the Sleep Tids is a cloud with lightning, and someone said wouldn't it be interesting if like it moves like the lightning, or is like the legs, like they don't move like they're supposed to move exactly.
Yeah.
I want it to look like sketchy and drawing, like almost like
totally
almost like squiggle vision-y, like in the way that it moves like different from everything else.
Like Dr. Katz.
Yeah, kind of like close to that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of an example, because there's definitely Bluey. That's the example I'm thinking of. You know, the drawing style in Bluey that, like, when they all draw stuff and then they come to life. That's what I want. That's what I want.
That'd be cute. I'd like that.
That's for all the Bluey fans out there. This one's for the Bluey fans. 1143 is after that, which I have entitled Luffy versus Loki because that would have gotten the hits, the subscribes, the likes, everything Ken mentioned earlier. We called it The Blood Isle.
That's right, because they were bringing a big blood pack for him, right?
Is that what it was?
I don't remember why we went with that one.
Yeah, I
remember
really
the episode
don't remember.
image.
That was this chapter.
Mike Patton drew the episode image, and it's Sanji like in like a supermarket looking at blood. But I don't remember why that was.
Wow,
we are completely the opposite of clickbait. Like, we don't even know what we're talking about with this.
Oh, it was because Loki was, like, bleeding to death. That's why I called it Loki. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then they gave him blood. Oh, it's because it says whole blood. It was whole milk on the blood packet. That was the joke. That was it. We figured it out. It's like milk that you're
reverse
buying.
Engineered.
And it says 2% blood. That's it. That was the joke. Okay, we figured it out, everyone. We can finish the podcast now. Any thoughts on whole blood? No, I'm just going to continue.
Anyone feel like Frosted Flakes?
Then I have Sleep Tid's Attack, which we called Saul's Pizzas Are Ready, because that's when he was holding his...
I was to blame for that one. Because he held up those two shields that look like pizzas.
Yeah, that's right.
The one after that, I only titled here Walking Children still. We titled it much better. All Firefighters, All Sports. Now that's clickbait. That's how you do it. Yeah, nothing in particular there either. Right?
Definitely makes you think of One Piece.
Yeah. How did we feel about the entire, like, the game that the Knights were playing here? Because that was the entire point, is they wanted to make a game out of capturing the children.
Yeah.
Like, is it like,
again,
does it show that it's evil? Because, like, oh, you can't touch the kids because the thorn power, and they're following the arrow because of Gunko, and the Sleep Kids are attacked. Like, is it like them being, is that evil? Like, it seems like there's having fun. Like,
yes.
I mean, I think
cruel. It's right. Yeah, it's designed to make you feel bad.
The flashback shows the Celestial Dragons playing the most dangerous game. They're just clearly, like, weirdos.
Yeah.
Also, I like that LBF starts kind of with them playing a game with the Legos, and then it just, like, we get into a worse game later on involving children.
Yep.
After that, the Holy Knights are on the move more. And our title was, and they were crewmates with Ernie and Bert as... Bert and Ernie, I don't know why I did that backwards.
Dory and Brogy.
With Dory and Brogy. The one after that is the library. I entitled Library versus Children, the ultimate decision we all make in life. And the title is Brooke flipping a switch. You have it set to uncool. That's when Brooks come up. Yeah. Cien Yaoi Petals is the one after this.
Oh, hell yeah.
And believe it or not, that was the chapter entitled Ronya. The little kid.
That was named the little girl, yeah.
Yeah, so this cute little girl, we name it Cien Yaoi Paddles. So
Robin got to fight, actually. It was great.
Yes, no, that's true, too. And then I don't have to tell you what happens this chapter because our episode title was Ms. Piggy Moo.
That was another one of me.
Oh, yes.
As Gunko and Emu as one, and also Ms. Piggy for some reason.
She has the crazy eyes.
Yeah. What did you think of that development now that we're a year after?
That movie, that Emu is here?
Yeah, and in Gunko's body. I guess now we have a lot more background about that.
Well, I feel like that's the only way there would be stakes, to be honest, because, like, I feel like Luffy could have taken these guys out with, Zoro and Sanji and everyone. Like, they needed someone to bring it up to another level. So, yeah.
I think it's interesting looking at the most recent chapters, because we've seen the Shallows Covenant, which if you're in range of Emu, you're under their control. And we saw whatever Harold had, where the upgraded version of the tattoo, where like Emu could talk to Harold from long distances and influence his decisions. I'm wondering if the third covenant, the third tattoo, allows you, okay, Emu can take over your entire body. Because like Gunko transforms, like she gets like the bat wing, she gets like she has like the trident, the pitchfork. Yeah. It seems like a bigger form of control. And I wonder if that's saved for like the five elders and stuff like that.
I wonder.
I was definitely under the impression that the Abyss Covenant was the one that the five elders have.
The middle one, you think?
No. That's the third one.
What's the middle one? The
Abyss,
depths?
the Abyssal, the depths. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, shallows, depths, abyss.
Unless there's an even cooler one that the five elders get. Because they did have the number 5 on theirs, right? Like they had like on their little pentagram.
Have we seen tattoos on the five elders or
no?
We just seen
their arms.
They have a pentagram with 5.
They're all in suits.
I was going to say they don't really walk around shirtless as much as you.
And we now
out.
Yeah, we now know that their suits are provided by Nyornyo Nyarmani. Is there? Yeah, that was an SBS.
Yeah, but back to my original. I just think that the five elders and Gunko have the third level of the covenant where Emu can take over their body completely, like we saw like in the flashback, and now in Elbath, etc.
Well,
I still find it very interesting that Gunko has that. Because obviously the five elders are like older. Harold had to go through so much. Like, what's so special about Gunko where she's seemingly young, but then of course there's a whole thing with Brooke, so we don't really know.
I mean that would be interesting too, because we saw at the start of the flashback that she has the kind of provisional title, like the Devoted Blade, which is like that's like a trainee, like you're not a holy knight yet, and so for her to have been there. And then to have jumped, potentially to have the highest level, that would be quite a promotion. So interesting to consider. Yeah, if that's what happened.
I keep getting the vibe that like Emu basically uses her to like as like their avatar, for a better word, like in the real world kind of thing.
Yeah,
like if they need a body instead, because the five elders don't leave Mary Joa. So okay, you have Gunko, and if you need to take over in the real world, you have this one dedicated body.
Right.
Yeah, maybe she was like groomed for this position to like be like his representative on Earth. Interesting. She's definitely, I think, out of all the characters that we were introduced to in 2025, she's like up there with ones I'm just interested in her background and where we're going. Yeah. Because I mean, she's evil.
Same.
But like,
doesn't mean she's not interesting.
Yeah. or redeemable or have a tragic backstory. I mean, it's not like Oda doesn't write shitty characters that are interesting.
Taste,
so
I think if they can drive the Emu out of Gunko, she's going to be a very like important character.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Out of all the characters, she's probably the one most likely to have like a turn.
Although just we can get off this in a second, but like we saw what happened when Saturn got the Emu taken out of him. He aged rapidly because Gunko should be much older than she currently is, right?
Yeah, she should be.
If she knew Brooke as a kid,
closer to Brooke's age.
Well, plus she looked identical to what she does today 40 years ago in God Valley.
So I wonder if they cut off the Emu connection, would like we get like a suddenly aged Gunko getting really old and like whispering like one thing to Brooke before she dies, like some sad like old lady nonsense. I don't know. This is me theorizing too much.
She was frozen. She was frozen away.
There we go.
40 years.
Very good questions, but we'll continue through the year. We're in we're in June, and that's when we were first introduced to Domi Reversi. And in the episode we call the Triforks. Any thoughts on Domi Reversi? Is it especially, 7 months later, as a literary I don't know what to call it.
I'll say.
I mean, it got me interested in Othello again.
I did play it on that Switch thing. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, he's made better use of it than Doflamingo's string control powers. So, it's better so for
Low bar.
It feels too OP for me thus far. I know he's like obviously a big bad guy, but like it seems like just he could turn anyone that way. So I hope it's not like the only way to get around this is Conqueror's Hockey, because that really limits what we've got. So
I
We'll see.
think it's
We'll see.
Luffy is the key to the.
Mhm.
I still.
I think
buy
it's
into
Nico
that.
related.
I don't mind if
Okay.
it's Luffy because he's the one. But
The one after that, this title takes the cake. The deossification of Saint Killingham by the coward Eiichiro Oda.
This
What
just
else do you need
bothers
to
me
know? Yeah.
because I don't understand what his actual form is. Because I thought he was in his hybrid form when we first met him. Because he's standing up like a person, but like a Kirin head. But then in this form, he has like the centaur form. It's like, all right, is this just a different hybrid form? And I think I don't remember in the chapter if it says hybrid form or not. But like,
it does, I think, for both. I
like, is he a guy?
Maybe-
Is he a Kirin? Like, what is he?
maybe there's more forms that Zoans can unlock. Like Chopper's Rumble Balls unlocked more than 3 forms. Maybe
That's true.
Mhm.
it's just
Yeah, I just
the
think it's funny
peasants
that
think it's 3.
they didn't say a form when he first showed up, and they're like, oh, here's his hybrid form. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
I see an upper half and a lower half, so that would make sense. But like, what does this guy actually look like?
Yeah, I assume we'll just when it's time to fight, that's when we'll see.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
important.
yeah.
I'm still
Yeah.
angry that this form even exists, like his human head form. I don't want him
Yes.
with a human head.
You're
I just
angry.
want a Kirin head.
Like, why did he transform for that too? Like, he wasn't doing anything special. He did not need his human half for what he was doing.
To be
He
fair,
just
he didn't
needed-
need his Kirin half before, so.
He needed to remind us all that he's a piece of shit as soon as things started
Mm.
getting tough.
Yeah, he has
He was
those
too
weird shark
adorable
teeth.
before or something.
We liked him too much, yeah.
I did really like him a lot too. Before
I know, me
transformation.
too. It was kind of a problem.
Yeah, I mean, character design, Killingham in that original form is probably one of my favorite, just design-wise, one of my favorites we've seen in a very long time, personally. After this, we had, this is just about to hit the flashback here, a 45-year-old miner, and this is June 23rd of this year. It's when the flashback began. So everything we talked about was the non-flashback part of 2025. So this was when we hear Luffy. We actually haven't talked about this a ton since. But what do you all think about Loki becoming or potentially becoming a member of the Straw Hats?
Okay, I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite because back in Marineford, people were saying, "Oh, there's no way Jinbei could join the crew. He's too big for the ship." Well, here's the issue: Loki is too big for the ship, guys. Like, I was okay with Jinbei. We can expand those doors.
Listen, I am fully convinced whatever Devil Fruit Loki has, it allows him to change his size. So I think he can go down to normal crew size and fit on the ship.
I'd be down with that.
If his fruit allows it. Because
Is that
we've only seen him.
Shazam? What's the one from the Hanna-Barbera that does that? What's the name
You're
of
losing
that?
me.
No one watched Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, and knows there's the...
Yeah, but I can't think of who you're talking
It's
about.
the one who spills the coffee on his crotch and then can't transform anymore. You don't remember that episode?
No.
Of Harvey Birdman?
That would make an interesting chapter with Loki.
That's what happened to Loki. He poured hot coffee.
Well, because it was like, the whole thing was it was supposed to be a joke about a euphemism, but it was that he wasn't able to grow, but literally because he was, that was his superpower.
I just think of the filler character where we got the very unfortunate Vor filler.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if we brought that back?
Well,
This
what
could
was it?
happen again, guys.
She was a giant who had the tiny fruit, and she
Yeah.
could like go down small. And she got into Luffy and then grew big and like
Yeah,
stretched over him.
So if Loki does have that power, that could be a canon thing that happens, guys. We could have the Vor back.
Okay, but let's also think about this. First of all, we have someone with that power, and that's San Juan Wolf, everyone's favorite character.
He gets bigger.
Yeah, we need the Shrinky.
Oh,
He's
also
big
what a
and he
lame
gets
ass
bigger.
power. What, like shrinking?
Well, no,
Yeah.
no, I don't. Not, well, here's the thing. Like,
let's just
if
look at this as like
No, it's like
Wait a minute
Ant-Man.
here.
You go in it, and then you go up Thanos' ass.
no, Jill, don't you dare.
And they say, "You're shrinking, Saya."
No, I'm not saying that the devil fruit is only shrinking. I'm sure like it's gonna be some kind of transformation that can make him smaller or something like that. But
So you want like what was her name? Sugar, right? From Dressrosa?
Oh, or like she can turn
where
like,
you have two powers basically in one.
Oh, yeah, no.
Makes no
Here's the
sense.
thing.
No, sugar's power doesn't make
saying.
sense regardless.
If it's a legendary devil fruit, like they keep calling it like the treasure of Elbaf, the big legendary, like I'm expecting something like rule breaking. Like if this is one of the two fruits
let's have that.
Treasure. It's the mini fruit.
The mini
mouse fruit.
The Tontata fruit.
Oh my god.
that would be fun.
But I was thinking more of like imagine like if like giants needed to communicate with like the humans of the world. Here's a legendary fruit that only like the king giant should have to be like an emissary to like humans to get on their level to talk to them. Like that seems like fit thematically at least. I don't think it's gonna be just that. I can see that being a thing.
I think that's lame, personally. I'm just saying.
You gotta eat this for the diplomacy. You gotta go make friends, Loki.
But no, that's
you
like
loser.
basically. Look, to be fair, Chopper has the human fruit, which just would turn him into a normal guy.
Chopper got lucky.
But Chopper's lucky because
Luffy
he's a
has
reindeer.
the human fruit too.
What
okay.
if?
Okay.
Mononika.
That's
I have the human fruit. He has the human
And that is
fruit.
legitimately what I think the fruit is. Also, I legitimately think it's Luffy's
Oh, you
fruit.
think the fruit is a
It's the
human
gum-gum.
fruit, so you can
Yeah,
turn
I think it's the
human?
gum fruit.
that would be fun.
that's
We've
the-
talked
Look,
about that. I
stretchy
think.
boys.
Loki believes he's Nika, so the power he got must have something to do. Like, so it's like a sun power or a stretchy power. It has to be something that like makes him think that he's Nika.
Yes, he could shrink.
Okay, you know. All
But
right.
do we know?
Happy
Do we know
2025, y'all.
Do we know if Loki has
I'm with you,
actually
Ken.
used? Like,
No,
did
you're
he
not.
eat the
Thank you,
devil fruit?
He did
mean,
eat
he's-
the devil fruit
He's
because
a
he was,
devil fruit
He definitely ate a devil fruit because
of
he
the
was
sea stone. We know
sea
that.
stone, yeah.
Unless he's
Oh,
lying about
that's
that
right.
too.
Which he could be.
I honestly, yeah.
Yeah. All good questions. Will he actually join the Straw Hats? Is a
I don't
question.
think so.
In a dinghy pulled behind them,
Look,
like just a really big dinghy.
I'm gonna try and just subvert, or at the very least, play devil's advocate here. He could just be on a different boat. Like he doesn't have to be. He could be a Straw Hat in the way like Bartolomeo is. You know, like
No, that's gonna be Grand Fleet stuff. He's gonna lead the Elbaf Giants as far as the Grand
Right.
Fleet.
I don't
yeah.
see Loki being like the leader of a band of rando pirates. I'm being real with you. Like it would have to be the giant pirates, which Tyradin is already the leader of, unless weird shit happens in Elbaf, which of course.
No, I think he will. I personally do think he will join the Straw Hats in the same fashion that Yamato, Momonosuke, Vivi.
Hold on here.
Yes.
Don't bring
But
up the Y
let's-
word in front of Ken
Yeah,
and I.
that's poor Ken. Look at him.
I'm just here to torture Ken today.
If we're not
Professor.
getting Yamato as a full-on crewmate, we're not getting Loki. Like,
No, I'm saying they're
Amen
in
to
the
that.
same camp. I think
yeah, that's
that is.
that's Grand Fleet
No, I
territory.
think it's
That's
somewhere
the
between-
participation award.
No,
Good night.
No, I think Grand Fleet is. I think there is a level between Grand Fleet Captain and Straw Hat. I think that middle ground is where they.
So you're saying that Loki and Yamato are above Bartolomeo?
Yes, if I had to rank them, a thing that we would never do on this podcast.
All right, let's rank all the Grand Fleet right now, guys. 2025,
No,
let's
I'm
go.
not- okay. So we're in June, and we're about to start the flashback here. But this is apt because we took a long detour that really had no purpose. Actually, no, that was on topic, I think. What do I have written here? Flashback Loki arrives, Baby Drum Island. Oh, yeah, that's because it ends. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And does anyone know why I wrote that? I do know the answer.
No.
What could Baby Drum Island be a reference to?
What chapter are we on?
1153.
This is the start of Loki's flashback.
This trivia segment is guess what Zach's notes were supposed to be a
Baby
reference
Drum
to.
Island?
The answer: Loki climbing the tree, the outer tree.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's this chapter. Wait, that's this
That's
chapter
the
already?
following one. Yeah, so that is 874.
Okay, so that's into the Harold flashback then.
Yeah, that's Are We the Biggies?
Yes, we've already been in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we are the one where Loki's be a member of my crew is half flashback, half not. But it goes straight from that into Harold at the end of that one. So
Yes, right.
where he He's like, hey, I'm a douchey teenager who's like 50. Oh, that's a 45-year-old minor. That was the joke. I get it now. I'm putting two and two together. The oldest boy in the world is the next one, and we're in July here.
Yes.
That one I entitled Rocks Arrives. And then the following one I entitled Rocks Arrives. And the one after that, Rocks Assembles. So, yeah, the first one, the oldest boy in the world, is Moo a Pigeon with size art there of the emu plush, which I like half want and half don't. And Gunko. French Hazard was a volume recap, but still a very good image and title. Yeah. And the one after that was Young, Dumb, and Full of Dawn. So that's the Kuja stuff starting.
Yeah. Everybody was horny.
By the way, we had to like put things in perspective here. We had a chapter and a half of the Loki into the Herald and straight into Rocks right after that. And then Rocks goes from 1154 through 1165, 5, like around there. So of this flashback, 10 chapters of it were devoted to the God Valley Rocks Herald relationship thing. Their very intimate relationship. So now that it happened 6 months ago, what are your thoughts on God Valley, and all of that? Do you want to go one by one here a little bit, or do you want to just talk about God Valley?
Does anyone have any thoughts, or?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I don't know if I like how God Valley was split into two distinct flashbacks. It just feels sort of weird to go in, pull out, and go back in, but also, I don't know. It was a satisfying conclusion. I did like the whole kind of like really shocky thing felt very like Hollywood romance in a way that we don't really get in One Piece, and I really liked that. I did like seeing the kind of like what transpired between Emu and Rocks and Ray and Garp and Roger. I haven't had coffee yet. Yeah, I liked it, but I can't be like, wow, it was amazing. I loved it. Best flashback ever. And I think that's mostly just a pacing issue.
Steven? I don't know if I've like heard your final thoughts on God Valley.
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself, like, I need to get through like the volumes that have these in them to refresh my memory of like how I feel about it overall. Because I do think just in general, like when I'm like, what do I remember from 2025? What are my thoughts on 2025? And it just kind of feels like did somebody just kick me in the head? Like I don't remember anything that happened. So this is very helpful, to refresh my memory. But I don't know.
That's what I thought we're doing this week, apparently.
Yeah, it was it was dramatic. It was interesting. It is one of those things where I don't think there's any like ideal place to put it in terms of like not, ruining the momentum of another part of the story. But I'm glad we've gotten it now, and that we're getting back to the closer to the present. But it was interesting, and I did like what Kirsten said about how the relationship between Rayleigh and Shaki was showing off like a side that Oda usually doesn't indulge in with his characters, and that was really fun to see.
Jill, do you have any?
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting when we finally get to a part of a manga of the story that has been hinted at or teased at for so long, and then we finally get like pretty much the whole story. I'm sure there's still little things that'll be explained to us later on. But I really enjoyed it. I loved seeing like the older pirates like back in their heyday. I thought the Rocks pirates were a hoot because they were absolutely fighting against each other pretty much the entire time. Teenage Kaido #1, very funny. What a moron. And just like the Roger pirates, like with Rayleigh and Shaki, that was great. That was just so fun to like. Even they took a few chapters. I think it was just fun. We don't get that very often. We don't get romance. But it's just been, there's everything in One Piece like that. It answers so many questions, and yet there's just so many more afterwards. Like, who the hell was that woman with the volcano on her head? She was incredible. When will she come back?
Yes, that's
anyway. That's my number
asking.
one question about God Valley. Where is she?
I loved the entire God Valley flashback. I think the reason why it's so divisive among people is because we had already seen God Valley from one point of view. We had heard about all the events surrounding God Valley so much too, and this doesn't recontextualize it per se, but just adds little things here and there and kind of like nails down what we know. Like I remember hearing like, oh, the treasure of Pirate Island, like way back during Kuma's flashback, and that's why God Valley happened. Like making Shaki the treasure, like, okay, that's a really weird, but like, okay, you're having a little fun there with the play on words and whatnot.
It's clever.
I love that.
So that stuff is cool. Again, I love seeing all the young pirates in their heyday at their full strength. I don't think we're done with God Valley either. Like the fact that the island just crumbled and sank.
That
like,
part is interesting.
Just happened,
right?
And,
interesting.
And I'm still a big God Valley is Thriller Bark person, so I'm waiting for that to tie back in. But everything we got on God Valley, I think, is great. I think Oda had nowhere better to put it. And he's like, okay, I need a lot of things I can do here. Like, he brought back Domi Reversi, which we saw in Elbaf. Like, there are parallels to the story at hand that we need to know, like the possession of Saturn versus the possession of Gunko. Like, there are things there. So
I do need to give you a shout out. Wacky Emu Flatable Saturn is a title that we are not calling this, but is still a good descriptor of that. Yeah.
Like we learned that you can reverse a Domi Reversi with enough Conquerors hockey. Like there are things from the God Valley flashback that even though, yes, there's no reason we need to see this right now during the Elbaf arc, they will come into play, I think, sooner rather than later. And I thought it was just fun, honestly, like seeing like past members use, like we saw like Captain John had kids power. Whether that means anything, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of, like, he had a lot of fun with the God Valley flashback. I think that's why it kept going on for so long. Like, yes, it's important, but it was fun, too. That's why everyone's talking like, oh, make God Valley its own movie. Like, they could definitely do that, and it'd be a fun experience, because there's just so much there to pull from. Yeah, again, it detracted from the main story, and it even detracted Harold from his own flashback. Yeah. But I think it's important, too, that Harold like lived through all this and saw this. He knows these things, and Loki is affected by Rox's death. Like Loki at the end of the day is going to be the character we're going to be dealing with the most. And the fact that Loki was so affected by Rox and wanted to join Rox, and Rox died and all these things. Again, I think like we don't see the big influence now, but that's going to come back into play later on.
I will say that I think Oda should have done more with Loki to like show that connection with Rox, and like the way that you kind of feel that connection with Luffy and Shanks, or you know, like the kid and the accomplished pirate sort of thing, which is a very tried and true theme in One Piece. He mentioned it a few times. I'm not saying he completely omitted it, but I feel like if he did a little bit more of that, it would have helped. Rising Tides, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could look at Loki as like an example of, you know, someone who was deprived of that, like the satisfaction of that kind of mentor relationship. Like he looked up to Rox, but he never really won like Rox's approval or whatever. So, you know, there's like interesting parallels to be drawn there, I suppose.
Rox is but Loki, wear my hat, but it was too small. So that's just why that didn't work
a little
out.
tiny hat on Loki's head.
Give it back to me.
Pretty good.
That would have been great.
Like we
Yeah.
know that like Rox kept coming back to Elbath and tried to convince Harold every single time, like, hey, join me, hey, join me, hey, join me. And every time he did, Loki would challenge Rox to a battle. Rox would beat his butt and then move on. So like, yeah, we didn't see every single time that happened, but it could be a significant amount of times that he was there. Like he and Harold were really good friends by the end, so it wasn't 1 or 2 times he came back to Elbath.
You know,
Yeah, and we're definitely not done with Loki's, emotional
No.
journey, I think. So
no, and I do hope that we have more room for that in this flashback. Like I don't, the my favorite part of this flashback in like complete honesty is the stuff with Loki, like 100%. That doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy the God Valley part, but as my hot take for the day, which is not super hot, I do agree that God Valley would make a good kind of, I don't want to say standalone movie because you wouldn't understand what the hell was going on
No.
if you didn't have knowledge of the entire One Piece series. However, it is kind of a non sequitur in the part of the story it's in, even if it does tie back to the arc. Like I'm not saying it should be extricated from the arc in the anime completely. I'm saying they should do it. Didn't Demon Slayer, they did like the arc and then they broke it down into episodes when it ran in the anime. That's what I'm saying. Like it should still be in there, but it would make a really amazing cinematic, experience. That would definitely lift, I think, that whole thing, because at times Oda definitely felt like he was trying to get certain points across and just couldn't or didn't because of time or effort or ranking what's important in this moment. Yeah, I think I'm still kind of torn as to the execution. I think once I figured out it was a High School Musical thing going on, I really enjoyed it. The whole thing, because it does, the stakes are so low, it feels like, kind of for the pirates that existed of that age.
Okay.
Considering how momentously huge they all are. I'm not saying the stakes are low, so before the listeners jump all over me here, I'm not saying the stakes were low for them in this moment, but they kind of are just like playing around in the world in a way we don't have the luxury of doing in this part of the story that we're in the present day.
There's a certain type of innocence to their character.
It's like
leading into
all
God
of them.
Valley.
When Brooke was saying, like, every so often I think he mentions, like, it was like a different time of piracy, like when he was setting out. Like, yeah, you could definitely tell that they don't have as much of like the Navy isn't like constantly
the
after
history.
every, because after Roger started the Great Pirate Age, obviously the Navy started sending more people out to control that. So it's just a completely different time era than we're really in with that flashback. So it's interesting how they treat it more as like they could just kind of do whatever they want and no one's going to really be able to stop them.
And yet showing that even in those circumstances, your actions can completely change the way the world works. Like God Valley obviously is a seismic event in the world and changes where and how things move on from there. And it's important to a lot of character stories. However, the issue is like kind of now and here and why, and there's some answers to that I think address it. The Domi Reversi, the stuff. Rox is important to Harold and Loki, but the thing is, after God Valley, Rox is mentioned like 2 times, and then it's kind of just like, it's even in the last few chapters, I feel like, when's the last time Rox was mentioned? It kind of, like in the little dialogue or inner monologue that Harold has after he had been, started to taken over by Emu in I think like the last chapter. Like he doesn't really mention Rox at all. like when going through like I've wasted my life, my death can't come soon enough, the whole soliloquy he has there.
Well,
and he never mentions rocks. He never, that I feel like I'm not saying it needs to be mentioned for like the sake of him in that moment, but for us as a reader, like, okay, we're trying to show how integral that was to this. I don't know. It kind of feels like it misses a potential point there.
We'll definitely get him, obviously when we get closer with Loki, I'm sure him and we'll probably have more about his and Rox's relationship, even if it's not much. But we'll see the effect that it had on Loki more. But really, Rox is going to come back up once we pivot back to Blackbeard. I mean, that's when we're going to have a focus back on him. So
that's kind of my issue. It's like, but Blackbeard has had nothing to do with what's going on right now. Like, in Egghead, he had more, seemingly at least, going on there. Like, why is Blackbeard's story important now? I could very easily eat my words very soon. And like Blackbeard could become a major character in the Elbaf story, next week. I don't know. But it, as of today, is sitting here, it doesn't really seem to, go together. That part of it.
I don't disagree with you, Zach, but I think more than anything, Rox had to die because Harold blames himself for Rox dying. Harold's like, if I had stopped him before I got to God Valley, if I had done more, like, that's why, like, with him ripping off his horns and becoming a slave to the world government, he's doing that, like, I need to make my friend's life, like, give meaning to it, or, like, I can't let him die in vain, like, my big fuck up, I can't let, I have to make something out of his death, and that's him trying to repent.
Maybe this comes to, sorry, go ahead, Kirsten, go ahead.
No, I was gonna, like, that also just makes Harold's ultimate demise all the more tragic because, I mean, as we talked about in the episode, like, where that happened, like, he just fundamentally misread the situation. He fundamentally misread what it means to avenge his friend, to make his friend's death not in vain, and in turn, therefore, made his own death in vain.
100%. I think that's why Harold's story, I think, is so compelling. It's the well-intentioned idiot, almost. Like, he duped, I think is a better word, maybe, because it's not that he's an idiot, it's that his, like, idealism has been his undoing.
Reminds me of Don Quixote homing.
Yeah.
Best of intentions, and whoopsies.
There's a lot of that kind of character, and I think in the world there are a lot of actors, meaning like people or political figures, who have done this sort of thing. They're like, I want to do the best for my people. Oh, oops, I accidentally did the worst that I could have done for them. Like, that isn't such an unfamiliar narrative. I think, like, focusing on this specific moment, and this could literally come to pass next week, but, like, I hope that Rox is invoked as a name here as to, like, the what makes this the ultimate tragedy in Harold's mind. He needs to come to that realization that it connects it, like, oh, Rox was telling me the whole time and I was blind to it, and blah blah blah. I loved him the whole time. But seriously, like, if that kind of never gets connected, which it is not right now, but it could, I would be a little disappointed because it, like, disconnects God Valley a lot more from from this story. That's what I'm saying. Any other thoughts on God Valley?
Not really. I just think we're not done with it. I think there's still some key things that happened there that we need to figure out what happened.
Absolutely. Yeah. No.
Yeah, there are lots of bits physically and psychologically left on God Valley that we haven't really seen where they end up yet.
Oh yeah. They said that. Yeah. So by the way, our episode titles from God Valley, we have Young, Dumb, and Full of Dawn. I mentioned that. I'm sorry, that was the Popcorn Children. Excellent one.
Wow.
Oh, you weren't here for that one, Jill?
No, I must have missed the Popcorn Children.
That was actually a translation, I think, from Steven, right?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that Big Mama's popping out kids like popcorn.
That's right. I was, oh my God, I was thinking the giant children. No, Popcorn Children, I was thinking you were talking about the giant children exploding from the fire. Okay, Big Mom. I do remember that.
On the bridge. They're still on the bridge. Yeah. We didn't save them, but they're not dead.
They're still roasted. Slow roast. Roast.
We did start that fire. Then we have a great image, if you haven't seen, with Big Mom holding the little katakuri, like all the different popcorn from Steve. Alex drew the amazing Rayleigh's Creek, which is the Dawson's Creek. With,
I was there for that one.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Get Your Rocks Off was the title of the following one, with Rocks taking off his Rocks hat and putting on his Davy hat. Yeah, his name wasn't even Rocks that whole time, guys.
Oh, yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah.
His name's not Rocks, it's Zemek.
I totally forgot Davy Jones. Oh, God.
Yeah, we didn't even mention that. Shacky Races, excellent image as well. Wacky Races with the nose at the front of the... Anyway, the Love Shack with the Fabio-inspired romance.
All the Shacky art and titles was so good.
So good.
You can see the era we were in there.
But my favorite, I think my favorite of the flashback, one of my two, I think, My Life as a Teenage Kaido. I only say that, Jill, you mentioned it briefly, Kaido, the all-star, I think, of the God Valley stuff, by far.
Just shouting dragon because he had no attack name is like honestly peak.
Oh man.
Oda's, if you think like, oh, Oda's humor has dimmed over, like that just that is the kind of subtle but like just amazing humor that it takes a lot for me to laugh out loud at a manga, and that did. We had God Valley babies, because we had a lot of them. There were at least 3. Shanks, Shamrock, Teach. We assume Buggy and Udo were also babies at some point, but Gigantic, Harmless, and Confused is one of my favorite. That is also a direct quote to describe the giants. I'm just like, what a weird way to hype up your ultimate army. They're gigantic, harmless, and confused.
That's what Emu looks for.
That was Harold, yeah.
Yeah.
He's perfect.
He's perfect. I love it. He's gigantic, he's harmless, and he's confused. The Dad Zone, which I was not here for, but amazing art. Again, from Alex. Igaram's Nightmare. Oh, wait, no, that was a volume recap.
That was a volume one, yeah.
That was Vivi's aging.
Yeah.
And now we're at the end of the year with the return of Harold's flashback. We did where are we? 11 Rocks murdered in warm blood, I wrote. The horns come off after that. Homicide in the Name of Love. Well, actually first, so we talked a little bit about the horns coming off, because that was right after. Homicide in the Name of Love was what I just called Loki setting a village on fire because he loved Ida. Our title was I Just Think He's Nika, which is unbeatable. So any thoughts on, I guess, the conclusion of the Ida Loki story and all that? Any
very sweet. Sweetest act of mass murder, like we.
Yes, I do agree with that. Yes,
I will say, I am kind of interested in Loki's original mother's like prophecy things, or like her geomancy and stuff. I don't know how that's going to come back.
You just love evil women.
Like if it was real.
Is that what it is, Jill?
Listen, Zach, I don't know what to tell you, but he makes them attractive, and that's just what it is.
It might be more Oda. Yeah.
I just took it as she was full of shit. Like,
that was Astrid,
I didn't believe anything she was saying. I thought she was just like a scorned woman, like, oh, my son's gonna cause the end of this and blah blah blah. Like,
yeah, but she literally died from it. I mean, she could just be a crazy narcissist, but like, she went so crazy that she fucking died. Like, I feel like there's something there.
I took it as
observation hockey going crazy or something.
It's like Padme dying in Star Wars of a broken heart.
Well, listen.
Actually, it is kind of.
Like, it's so interesting how, like, the start of the Elbaf arc, they mentioned, like, oh, Loki burned down a village, he killed the sacred horse, he did all these things. And they sound all so bad in context, but in that flashback, like, the weird seven-legged horse didn't do anything, and he didn't mean to kill it.
Well,
Go ahead.
If his mom has like thinking that he's gonna bring some kind of like, you know, catastrophe or whatever, that totally brings me to mind Fishman Island, where the same thing is about Luffy. So I like that they've kind of got that connection where they're like prophesized to like cause issues, and it'll probably be something else entirely.
Yeah, exactly.
It always is.
It's gonna be something completely different. But I didn't take anything she said to be true. I just think she was like just trying to badmouth her baby in her last moments of life.
Does, you know,
like that image of her throwing him off the tree and then him climbing back up is like that stuck with me. That's gonna be one of the images of the year I'm gonna think about the most.
And yet you didn't know what Drum Island baby meant, or Baby Drum Island, or whatever I wrote.
Yes, I didn't get that one obscure reference. I'm sorry.
Reference? I just made it up. I agree. I think the Loki stuff has been the most powerful and also the least in quantitative in the flashback.
Wait, you know, when you bring it up, talking about like the actual context of it, it really does lay bare like how clearly like backwards everything has gone, because all the things that people are ascribing to Loki as being like the downfall of the kingdom were basically the fault of Harold, who everyone thinks is like the greatest king in the history of Elbaf. So yeah,
it's interesting too, because in the most recent chapter, Harold's saying, "Please tell them how awful I was. Tell them the horrible things I did."
Yeah,
like,
that's not going to be good.
He wants the world to know that he fucked up. But present day, we're seeing
somehow
that
it didn't get out.
Yeah, like no one's saying anything. Everyone thinks he's still the greatest guy, and Loki killed everyone, and that's clearly not what happened. So I'm wondering, was that Loki? Like, did Loki choose to become like a martyr? Like, or was that I don't know why that came to fruition.
I wonder if it's simply just that people had sort of made up their minds about Loki and wouldn't listen.
Oh, you think Loki would say, "Oh, Harold did this and this and this," and no one believes him because it's Loki?
Quite possibly.
Wow. It would track. Yeah.
It's either that or Loki's doing it on purpose. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I could see Loki trying to just be like really genuine for the first time in his life. It's like kind of the Usopp thing almost. It's the boy who cried wolf. The last 3 chapters of the year I'll sum up with our episode titles. We're all trying to find the rat who did this. With Shanks dressed as a hot dog, obviously. Frosty Chocolate Moo Shakes with Moo in his true cow form. And Emu Eating Faces Party. Which leopard eating faces party, for those who didn't get our reference from last week. Ken. So yeah, thoughts on this, the most recent batch of chapters.
About the folks who were not on all those recaps, like me.
Yeah, we were just talking about the, full village homicide in the name of love. I thought that was great. I was sort of pulling for Ida to make it. I was really hoping she might actually live and that we might make it out of this flashback with not one, but 2 mothers who survived major events.
Ha, foolish.
Ha. But that being said, I feel like Ida's death and sort of how she lived her life on Elbaf kind of tie into these themes of the world government and sort of power and who should get what in sort of thematically rich ways, because Harold sort of ignored that and didn't really stand up for that either. So I don't know, seeing that village go up in flames was pretty cathartic. And yeah, the last chapter was interesting. Weird, kind of a weird place to end it. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what happens.
Ken or Jill?
I want to know who ate the hammer fruit. I'm convinced that Ragnar is a person at this point and has been standing guard the entire time, guarding the legendary fruit. So I'm waiting to see what shenanigans are happening with that. The stuff with Ida is heartbreaking. I assumed she was going to die because she's not around in the present time. So it's like, there's really only one way she can kind of go. I liked that before she died, though, she told Harold, like, listen, all the peace stuff you've done, like the school and all the good stuff, like, it's all good. It's all great. But you cannot forget your Elbaf heritage. Like, you cannot forget the warrior side. You have to, like, you can't erase your history. It's not all bad. Which I think is a big part, because in the present, they keep talking about how Harold's screwed up and now they have all these giants who don't want to fight anymore. And that's why they're taking the children to, like, all right, let's take these children and raise them from scratch as powerful fighting giants. So I'm wondering if in the present day, if Loki, let's say Loki becomes king or takes the throne, or Harden takes the throne, if they'll bring back the Elbaf fighting spirit and like a mix of peaceful and fighting. Because it seems like that's Ida's whole thing, is you can't have one completely without the other. So I'm hoping that comes back in some meaningful way. But yeah, I'm excited to see how the flashback wraps up, because Loki's telling this flashback to Luffy. So whatever Luffy's hearing now are going to be important details, carrying forward. Yeah. I'm also surprised how much racism there still is in Elbaf. The fact that one village, like, didn't want a giant from, like, another part of the world to be queen of Elbaf because they love their queen, and so that's why they poisoned her. Like, at this point, I figured at this point,
it was her village, right?
It was her
Which
village.
Was, to be fair, the village of evil giants, I believe was the name.
Was that the name?
No.
Yeah,
Are we the baddies?
I don't know why they care so much. Like, okay, yes, like Elbaf tradition, no foreign giant woman will be our queen, yada yada. But like, really, you had to kill her? Like, every time Harold asked the elders to marry Ida, they said no. Like, there was no imminent threat of her becoming queen. So then, like, hey, we went out of our way to poison the woman who ran the bar in the underworld. It's like, why?
Well, he also kept asking, like, throughout all the years.
Yeah,
I think it's that he kept
Yeah.
asking.
But was that entire village, like, offended by that? Like, how dare our
apparently
beloved
so.
king?
Yeah, they were.
And to be fair, let's take a step back.
Okay.
In the real world, I could completely see this happening 100% without even blinking an eye, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So, like, is it possible that this isolated people also has this kind of racism and, just whatever else? It's not that surprising.
Well, it's not the first time that Oda has shown, interracial fighting. We've got the Fishmen and the Merfolk, who obviously have differences the way that they're raised in Fishman Island. It's not even the first time that he's shown issues with royals. Their whole thing with Dressrosa, Scarlet had to run away with Kyros because they couldn't be married. Right. Even though the people of Dressrosa were okay with it, in the terms of royalty, they couldn't. And Oda's clearly showing that we need to move beyond these prejudices that we show in these different ways. Love is love. Garp and Roger should be together.
Gabon is the one who says it. Yeah, it's true. Gabon is the one who says it, and it is true. The love is love thing, like thesis of this arc as well. It's definitely one of the theses of this arc.
And I'll say, like, I hate to put it in these kind of utilitarian terms, but I think that using Ida's death coming at the hands of this sort of like social system, or this is kind of tragic, human, quote unquote, human nature, I think is a lot more interesting and gives you more to take away from it than just, oh, she died of death disease, because, there's
definitely
not a lot to that.
Yeah, I think Ida's, what did I say? Of all the ways a mom could die, Ida did it best. I don't know if I've said that, but that just popped into my head.
9.5 from the
is that our
Zach
next
Judge.
ranking?
Wait, ranking best small deaths.
There's a lot.
There are a lot, and a lot of them are really good, actually.
Many.
Zach, who died better, Belmir or Ida?
Belmir
took it to the head,
number
man.
one. Belmir's number one. Yeah, she did.
There's 3 ways Belmir died.
She's
Either
still
A,
in
she
that
got shot in the
dungeon.
head, B, she got shot in the chest, or C, she's still in that dungeon starving to death.
It's one of those. Belmir's always number one on that, but it is, I think, narratively, like from a literary perspective, I think Oda did some truly great, like Ida's demise is done how you do it right. The problem is Oda has done it so often,
Right.
as a literary technique, but so it's like if this were the first or second or even third time that he had done this, I think I would praise that a lot more versus like, okay, we've seen this like 10 times recently. There are 3 moms in this arc, 2 of whom die at minimum.
So far.
4?
I said so far. There are many mothers that are on Elbaf right now.
Oh, that's true. Many more moms will die.
And I think he was saying we don't know what happened with Eris, Blackbeard's mom.
Yeah, Eris is the one that we know escaped at that moment, though we know she does die because Blackbeard is an orphan when he is discovered by Whitebeard, unless Eris is secretly there. Yeah. Yeah, that's true too. What were we talking about? The year? Yeah, Ida's story I really enjoyed. I do really I'm curious to see how the Harold story concludes. I think you guys did a good job last week with the chapter recap. It was I agree with what you all said. Like, it is a very straightforward chapter that is really heartbreaking, I guess is the term. It's just like a really interesting character study. Like, someone as a reader, we know he is making all the wrong choices at all the important moments in this story. But you also kind of get, okay, this is why he did this, and it is believable.
His heart is in the right place, and
he's so earnest about it. It's hard to be like, no, God, no, stop.
Even the worst, the one moment where you are like that is when he does the horn thing, and he's like, "I'll be your slave," and it's like, okay, come on, this is too much. But it's all I think more recently, the way I have in taking media generally, I guess too, but particularly One Piece, is like outlandishness, unfortunately, is not ridiculous. Outlandishness is unfortunately believable. And Harold is, I think, a great example of that as well. I think he is far more grounded than like Emu and the Five Elders and the Holy Knights, who are all just absolute ridiculous evil. Unfortunately, outlandishly evil, but not unrealistically evil.
Unrealistic, yeah.
Which is kind of the theme for the year in terms of villains. Like, the Holy Knights are cartoonishly evil. Again, not unrealistically evil. Which the word cartoonish used to mean, but whatever. Yeah, so that's the manga for the year. I had a voice when we started the year, and now I don't. Thoughts on 2025 in the manga now that you might remember what happened a little bit better? Like, where do you rank this year in the top 27 years of the One Piece manga? No, but yeah, like, where do you kind of fall on? I think, Steven, personally, you hit the nail on the head. It's like you've been kicked in the head, and it's like, what the hell happened? That's how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like flashback years are always very strange. Because, like, realistically, the story hasn't actually moved forward that much. Those children are still cooking. Like, but...
Thank God.
But we did get, like, a ton. I mean, my God, we got all of God Valley, and we know a ton about these characters that we didn't know about before. We know a lot more about the Giants. But, I mean, I'm waiting to get back to Elbaf and those slow-roasting children and, you know...
Oh, you're really sadistic today.
I know, I don't know why I'm really focused on these kids. I think it's been so long I've forgotten about anything else that's happening in Elbaf except for the children. But, I don't know, I'm always just excited for the future of One Piece. There's not a year where I'm like, wow, that was shitty, you know? Like, I'm always happy to see what happens next.
Yeah, I agree. I also feel like this year, I mean, between God Valley and that mural, like, it was a big year for lore. It feels like, especially when you take those two pieces, like, it is starting to feel like One Piece's endgame. Or like we are within a clear field of view of the endgame. And that's pretty exciting and surreal as well. Yeah, good year.
The stage
Weird
is definitely being set. Yeah, weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep thinking that, and then he keeps making it bigger. I'm like, where are we going?
You know what? I'm sure he is going through that same thing.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like,
I mean, yeah.
okay, I'm almost there, but wait, I could do 10 other things.
It's gonna... The end of One Piece is so many years away still.
Yeah, I don't believe anyone who says, like, oh, he said 5 years ago, 3 years ago, so now we have 2 years.
I used to say my guess would be 2027 because that's the 30th anniversary, and he would probably like that.
No way.
No way. No way.
0% chance.
Like, do I think story-wise we're getting there? Yeah, absolutely. I think we are definitely in the story. I would probably push it to 2030, I think is reasonable. And that's not that far away. I think that's the earliest I could see it happening.
Yeah, because how long was Wano? How many years was Wano, which was a single arc, right?
Was it 2018 through 2022?
Wano was a whole pandemic.
4 or 5 years. Yeah.
I don't see Elbaf being that long. But God, I mean, who knows? Or even what comes after.
It was more than a pandemic. I mean, technically, I guess the pandemic is still happening, maybe.
Going, yeah.
But it was definitely the whole, like, you know, the part that you really remember being the pandemic, yes. And then some again. Ken, what about you?
I didn't think anything would ever beat the Odin flashback in terms of length. The fact that this one smack dab in the middle of Elbaf has passed the Odin flashback is kind of insane.
By several chapters, seemingly.
Yes, by several chapters now.
What are we at, like 15? And then it was 13? So I think
I forget. I had the count.
I have it right here. Okay. But go ahead. It's going to take me a while to count things. And
I need this flashback to end on a real, like, for lack of better words, banger. Like, because... Like we said, those children are still roasting. Like, where we left all our main characters before the flashbacks, like, they just sensed Emu's energy coming off of Gunko, and, like, Loki's like, oh yeah, it's time to fight. Like, they're all, like, primed to fight. So I expect, like, after the flashback ends, let's just jump into full-on fight after fight. Like, we need fighting. We need to get back to, like, the action. All the Giants have been dummy reversey. Like, everything is, like, you know what I mean? Like, what?
I'm not saying you're wrong, but always a good start to a sentence. The two things you have asked for on this podcast, I don't like, I gotta say, and that is shrinking Loki and fighting, lots and lots of fighting.
But I'm on Ken's side.
That's where it's come to. Like, there's no more time to walk around Elbaf and look at lore anymore. Like, Emu is actively in the middle level. Everything is on fire. The children are being kidnapped. Most of the Straw Hats are either down below with Loki or not, or Luffy, or knocked out on top. Like, there's no other point to go to. If we end the flashback and Luffy's like, hey, Loki, I have 20 more questions to ask you before we go upstairs. They need to get back up there. They need to like.
I agree with you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that those are not things I'd be rooting for. Fighting I like, don't get me wrong. But, like, lots of fighting and shrinking Loki would not be on the top of my list.
Forget the shrinking Loki part.
No, I'm not forgetting that.
Because, like, we have things like we still don't know how to hurt, like, the God Knights. And though Gabon kind of seems to know how to do it because he hurt Sommers in the fight. We need to learn what that secret, either hockey or whatever it is. Yeah. Like, there's so many things now that we need to just get to the action. Like, yeah, there's time to, like,
I do want to say that lore and fighting kind of have been the two like runners of the year, like more than anything.
Yes.
Like, because God Valley had a lot of fighting. I guess Elbaf didn't. Oh no, I guess we started fighting in Elbaf, so there's some of that.
I'm kind of longing for like the chapter long fights back in the Elbaf. I know we don't get those anymore, but like I would love to see. Put Zoro against Killingham. Put Sanji against
everyone with the one-on-ones. I feel like we're past that.
I miss the one-on-ones. I feel like this is a good time to kind of get a semblance of that, if not fully that. I think that like once the flashback ends, we need to rush into those.
I totally agree. I see us coming back. We really got to jump into action. You know, like we don't have time. We have to. So I see us jumping into action. Good few fights. And then I'm thinking we capture Gunko. Like, I think we're holding Gunko hostage, and then we get into her whole thing with Brooke.
Yeah,
and then there's more lore. And then maybe Luffy goes Nika, and all the giants are like, what the fuck is that? Like, I think lore comes after we get a good fighting scene once we come back from the flashback.
I think Luffy's Nika powers, like, again, like, if you look at Othello, like, the white and the black, I think Luffy's going to realize mid-fight, oh, I can knock the emu or the blackness out of Dory and Brogy and flip everyone back to the... What?
Never mind. Please continue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Knock the emu or the devil powers, the dummy reversey powers out of the giants. I think Luffy's going to learn that as like a power up for the arc or something like that.
To be fair, the pieces in Othello are black and white, and that is what we're,
I know what I said.
If...
You know what you said, or you know what you said?
Now...
Listen,
now you're digging your own hole.
If Emu can turn people evil, and if Nika is like the opposite of that, then I want to see Luffy going around turning bad guys good. I don't know, flipping them around. They get like angel wings and some halos and shit. They're like, oh, I'm going to help this woman across the street.
Too much.
Well, it's his awakened power. If he can extend his Nika powers to other people. And Bonnie's still there. Bonnie can Nika.
I do like it if it's just if reverse Domi reverse, he was just now they become super good and just help do good Samaritan work. That's completely unrelated to fighting.
What is the Nika reversey of Caribou?
It's like, okay, let me clean up some garbage that some folks left here. Everyone becomes like Ned Flandersy.
Before we stray too far, I would like to remind everyone that this flashback started with, I think, Haruden saying that Loki only has 3 minutes.
Oh, don't worry. We've talked about that a lot on this show.
Okay, great.
But again,
bring it up here, and we need to acknowledge it.
But here's the thing: Loki hasn't been talking. All the Herald stuff was not Loki talking.
Correct.
So Loki is just starting now. Now we start the timer.
Yeah, I agree with Ken, and this is like. I'm sure in the comments this is also a thing, like, generally, but, like, I am getting, as someone who has made this conceit, like, oh, this was supposed to be 3 minutes, maybe because I'm talking about it every week, I'm like, it really isn't, and the narrator pretty explicitly says that this is not, that we as readers need to know this, but we're not, this isn't necessarily part of the Loki thing. I could suspend my disbelief for that part. And to be fair, the 5-minute cup of coffee in Egghead, the Namekian.
That was the worst one.
That was funny, though. That was funny.
I love the coffee. I love the coffee.
The coffee is one of my favorite things to happen in the series, period. Vega coffee, if I drank coffee, I would get immediately. But I don't, so I won't. So the year ahead, I do want to talk about too, unless anyone else had something else they wanted to say about the year behind. Because I'd be remiss if we did not talk a little bit about, look, our predictions always come true 100% of the time. You could look it up, don't look it up. That being said, this year we have a hiatus for the anime, we know, and it comes back in April. The One Piece could happen. Who the hell knows? A movie, certainly not going to happen because Oda hasn't been publicly racking them over the coals enough. And a new season of the One Piece live action we know is happening. And from Oda's comment about the manga, we know that those two people are going to meet. And
oh, right. Those two people.
Yeah. We all know what that's referring to, right? It's You heard me.
Yeah.
It's me and Oda. Surprise everyone.
Didn't he also mention the man with the burn scar in that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that'll make an appearance.
That's also me.
Because that's where the last poneglyph, the last road
Steven,
poneglyph
can you
is.
confirm that the man with the burn
No
scar
spoilers.
is indeed Jill?
Please sign here on this form that says that Jill is not the man with the burn scar. Whatever the
NDA
Simpsons joke was.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. I know which. Is there anything in 2026 in the manga or in One Piece that you not think will happen, but would really like to happen? Either like very generally like Elbaf ending or continuing, or specifically like Shanks wears the hot dog suit.
I can't see Elbaf going past 2026, honestly. I feel like we'll be done by summer.
I think you're right.
It's hard to say. I feel that's true, but I don't know.
No,
Something can be thrown in there.
Because
I think the only villain that is really left, like the big bad here, is like Imu in Gunko's body, and it seems pretty clear that like this is setting up to knock that out. And I don't think that could take that long. Like you can't have it be some giant climactic thing because then it's like, okay, well, what's what does round 2 look like? What's the next arc? Is it again Imu possessing somebody? I feel like that would be shooting too many bullets.
Anaru is going to arrive from space, and he is going to use lightning and set the entire tree on fire this time.
Can I posit one thing that has not been mentioned that I love to mention besides the moon? What about the astral level of Elbaf that we have not talked about at all? And when I say we, I mean even Oda has not talked about it since he had initially introduced it.
That's correct.
What the hell is going on the uppermost level of that tree, and why have we not seen it or heard about it beyond
Valhalla?
Yeah, I think I agree that the main thrust of the plot has to be what you mentioned with Gunko and knocking the emu out of her. However, given the amount of I think Greg put it that like the fact we had the party at the beginning is an extremely bad sign. I think Elbaf will probably burn in some regard, or like there'll be much more tragedy here than we're seeing. So I assume there is a second, so to speak, level of what we're about to see that hasn't yet been introduced. So I don't. My wild prediction is that I don't think Elbaf is going to end this year. My predictions, again, 100% verifiable, 100% true. Don't look that up, please.
There's just not a lot of places they can go at this point, because like I'm thinking like after Wano, like Vegapunk was always something we after Wano, like we knew we had to see Vegapunk eventually, and we got there pretty quickly, and we knew we had to go to Elbaf before the series wrapped up, and we're here now. There's no like besides what's the final island before Laugh Tale?
Lodestar.
Lodestar, and they can't go there until they get the poneglyph. And that's
that may not even
Scar.
be an interesting island. The Lodestar Island, do we know for sure it's its own, that's the name of the island, or is it just the Lodestar?
I really don't. I really don't know. But all I know is they need one more poneglyph, and that's the man with the burn scar. And after that, there's nothing stopping them from.
I bet you it's Gabon, because he has a scar that looks like fire.
No, because they talked about the man with the burn scar. He's on a ship of all black sailing around.
Yeah,
and there's
Gabon has this cool black ship. We don't know about that. What are you doing?
And Gabon has whirlpool powers too.
Yeah. To be fair,
I completely missed that.
Have you seen anything to contradict that?
Oh, so when he's in the hot tub with Shanks, he's speaking the whirlpool and the bubbles. That's
a black. That's a black.
I mean, is that not what you would do?
That is actually exactly.
Oh yeah, the hot tub power.
Don't you make those little whirlpools with your finger when you're?
Oh, that's so funny. Of that.
That's what he does. Yeah. That's why that was the verification we had there.
And they said that the man at the burn scar is probably ex-Navy or ex-Marine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was there for a day, undercover, Ace was. He had a cup of coffee. He was like, this is not Vega coffee. I'm out of here.
This is not Vega coffee.
I wanted some Vega coffee. See? This is how theorists online are able to make anything up if they want, because you could really figure this out.
Theorists can say anything they want and have a field day with it if you look close
then
enough.
They could have AI make them a thumbnail of whatever they want. And...
Can I say how annoyingly shitty and just completely proliferated that shit is on YouTube right now?
It's horrid. I hate I don't look up anything with One Piece on YouTube because it's just
characters. One Piece as if they existed in the 90s. They did. It was called One Piece.
That would be a good one. One Piece as it was in the 90s, and it
is. It definitely exists. There's One Piece in the 80s or whatever,
Did you see the thing going around where people are saying this season 1 of One Piece is finally ending and season 2 starts next year?
I saw. Those are teenagers just having fun.
Season 1.
That's meme. Yeah, those are memes.
Yeah, those are just teenagers. Let them have fun. This one time, because high school, just ask Loki. He's 16. I really don't know how old Loki is.
Going on 70.
Yeah. 60.
He's too old for Shirahoshi, guys. They could be friends.
Has Shirahoshi had her 17th
Jill, have you talked about that at all?
No.
I
am ecstatic if Shirahoshi has friends. Poor girl locked up in a tower for so long. I would love it if her and Loki,
Oh, here's the question.
We're friends and pen pals and shit.
Remember, Loki is aging at what, a sixth of the time is. So Shirahoshi, when she was there, was like a little girl, basically. As she still is, but not little in size. But
so Loki is 63, so he's the body of a 21-year-old in giant years.
And she's 16, or she's 17
He's
now?
too old for her.
He is.
Get off.
However, it's even worse when you remember that his body is aging at a third of the rate as hers. So if they've been talking for more than a couple of weeks, it's even more effed up.
No one's batting an eye at Scopper and his wife.
Listen.
No, but that's the opposite.
He's not 16 years old.
Yeah. He's not 16, yeah.
Is if they're friends and they meet up together, I want to see Loki carrying Shirahoshi princess style, because he is the only one that could ever do that. So that's kind of she deserves it.
Well, the good thing is if 3 years pass, he'll still be the equivalent of 20, 21, and she'll be 19? Also 19 or 20 or something.
But see, then you get into that.
Perfectly acceptable.
I don't want fucking websites with countdown till Shirahoshi turns 18 on there or something, I don't want Loki to be one of those.
The real world, I'm talking about it. Yeah, okay, that's true.
I want in the final battle for Loki to pick up Shirahoshi and throw her like a javelin.
Listen, okay, I just think if Luffy turns giant as Nika, then Loki, and Shirahoshi, man, that could just be some fun times. Not really sure how she'd do it, but
Well, so she's Poseidon, who controls the Sea Kings.
Yeah.
You could ride on one of the Sea Kings or something and spear people. There are a lot of really fun things that could come from that. To be fair. Romantic relations. To be fair, they seem less romantic and more like their pen
I just
pals.
hope they're friends.
Yeah.
I just want to know how they got in contact with each other, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, that
Neptune.
weird snow transponder snail, like, did he just find out, like, oh, it has a direct connection to Shirahoshi? Like it makes no
maybe
sense.
Harold
But
It's very
gave him
funny
that
to-
thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny to imagine their dads just being like, "Okay, kids,
Talk to
here,
each
talk
other.
to each other."
here's her
You're
number.
stuck. Yeah, you're stuck here and can't talk to any friends. You're
To
stuck
be-
in here
yeah.
and can't talk to any friends.
To be fair, arranged marriages are a thing, and it wouldn't be ridiculous for Oda to draw inspiration from those.
Both Loki and Shirahoshi are captive audiences.
Like-
yeah.
After Loki kills Harold, he goes to sea until Shanks catches him. And then that's when also the Lola proposal happens, too. So, like, there's still a lot to Loki's story we don't know.
Right.
I just don't
It's the pink
understand
hair.
where he yeah.
Well,
It's the
yeah.
pink hair.
Yeah. It
I
always
just
is.
don't understand where he gets a random transponder snail with a direct line to Shirahoshi.
Dude, Uda got one. It just washed up to sea for her. Sure.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, but that's not canon.
It's canon until she dies.
Any other 2026 hopes, dreams, wishes, predictions?
I hope next year they'll decide to undo their calendar choices so that I can actually get one for 2027.
Oh,
Yeah, what the
don't-
hell was that?
What the hell?
Yeah, for those who don't know, we also at the One Piece podcast always get the manga calendars, but this year they're exclusive only to Kirsten. Is the One Piece store, right? In the Mugiwara store?
The Jump store.
Oh, the Jump.
Not
That's even
even the one-
worse.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why?
And those are like the only places to get like really large size, good quality color spreads. Which is why
They were selling too many of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
they
was
were
the
too
problem.
popular. We liked
They were
them
too
too
popular.
much.
I mean, real talk, I wonder if it's the tariffs.
But that explains here. That doesn't
Yeah.
explain
Right.
What
Everywhere
about
else.
Canada? What did they do?
Yeah.
I mean, what did they do to deserve this specifically? Canadians know what they did to Tim Hortons.
What didn't they do?
What did the Canadians do, right?
They didn't save the children.
So now we're blaming Canadians for that.
Blame Canada.
Yeah. Okay.
We have no legs to stand on. That's why I'm
They were
Right.
burned off.
Like those children.
My hope for 2026 in the manga is that Usopp does something.
Yeah.
Most of the Straw Hats have done nothing this past year.
To be fair, yeah, there's
To
been
be
a
fair.
flashback happening.
Usopp
But I would
got
agree,
drunk.
this is Usopp's. This should be Usopp's arc. Come on, man.
It
Yeah,
won't be.
like
It won't
Egghead wasn't Frankie's.
be. Frankie's, yeah.
And that was disappointing. I really hope that Usopp gets to do something in Elbaf.
Yeah, but well, and maybe if you're putting it out there, it will happen.
Yeah, that's what this is
Manifest.
for.
Yeah.
Manifest.
Yeah, the One Piece podcast, classic at manifesting.
You just gotta believe. Manifest good things.
Anything else besides that? The last thing I'll mention is that I played One Piece Clue with my wife last night, who knows so much One Piece. She'd never read or watched One Piece, believe it or not. And I just felt bougie about the whole thing. I don't know another word because they use like, stock art of the, like the anime stock art. I'm like, oh, this isn't how they look. It was just like a lot of Fishman Island things. And
Yeah,
that-
Fishman Island generic stock art, the same one that they use. Yeah.
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 And she's like, do you have to complain about it? And I'm like, okay, I'll save it for the podcast. So that's why I'm doing it now. Because come on, like they could have, look, there was one funny thing, and that is that they used the fake Straw Hats. Again, Fishman Island related territory here, but in a funny way, I think. But they also had like Vanderdecken. Like, I don't want to see that guy ever. No one needs to see Vanderdecken or mention his name. So that's my
Just
little
did
rant.
several times.
Not enough. The 16th, not the 1st or the 15th or any of the ones in the middle. So that was my short Andy Rooney segment. For those who get that, who I'm sure are like 3 people. Anything else? Any other end of year thoughts about One Piece? Or should we round off? It seems like a no. I think unless Jill has something she wants to say about Shirahoshi, I think we're gonna be done.
I love her.
Or Yamato for Ken.
Don't even get me started. Yamato's cover story this year, I wanted to defend it.
Oh my god.
But like nothing happened from that.
Yeah.
What a useless cover story. Like we learned, I mean, we got like a few things that are like, ooh, intriguing, but then like the actual story was like, oh, so now we've just actually forgiven Ulti and Page One for everything they've done.
Which all that stuff is
Kazuki
cool.
Moria.
That's what I said. There's a few cool things.
Again, there's some cool world building, but I, being the Yamato fan that I am, was coping that end of the because the entire thing with Odin explored all of Yamato. Odin explored all of Wano. Odin explored all of Wano and said it's too small, and that's what made him want to leave. So I thought, okay, once Yamato does their pilgrimage across Wano, they'll want to leave too, and that's what the cover story is going to be, and then join up either Elbaf for the next arc. And then that didn't happen. Yamato just ate a bunch of food, had fun, and now back to the Flower Capital, the end. So.
Yeah, it just went absolutely nowhere. And that was so bizarre.
Yeah.
It was kind of boring, too.
It's a cover story.
There was a few panels where I was like, this is the same thing, just shown from a different angle. Like
That's not unusual for cover stories, though.
Well, I still remember Orlumbus.
That was my favorite. Do not badmouth the Orlumbus stuff. He folded laundry.
I don't even do that,
story.
So I really got to give it props.
Exactly. I know it's vicarious.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Jill, what do you do to your laundry?
I throw it in a hamper and I throw it on my bed and like a big pile, and then I just pray I have enough energy to put it in my closet and not just throw it on a chair for 2 weeks. I'm not going to say that's exactly what we do, but that's especially with 2 kids, it's just impossible. You're just, Orlumbus really is living a very privileged existence, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
And that's really the message that we take away in the year 2025. Let's round off the show. I completely lied. Let's just get that out of the way, because this is not the end of the podcast. It's not the end of the year, because it's the Piece Together segment. Unless it is the end of the year for you, because you were listening to this on New Year's Day or something.
You sit on a throne of lies.
That's the One Piece podcast. We're going to do some Piece Together. I have elicited Dispiece questions from our Patreon subscribers on Discord. If you too would like to force us to read your questions or volunteer for us to read your questions, you could make us read, well, not anything you write, but a lot of things. You could subscribe to us on patreon.com/One Piece Podcast. Also join our One Piece podcast sticker club, where you get a different Steve Yurko sticker every month. Let's start with I'm Not the Breakram, who says, ahoy, OPP banger year of the podcast episodes. As always, I suppose I'm not used to asking for off weeks. Anyway, what's been everyone's favorite moment of the One Piece manga this year? I was going to say Robin reuniting with Saul for mine before remembering that was last year. So I guess instead I'll have to go with Gabon, just like as a whole. He's too cool. Have a great New Year. We kind of covered this, but is there a specific moment, like in a couple words?
The mural for me.
It. Yeah.
Same. That is my answer.
It's just too cool.
Jill, Ken? No?
I actually just liked seeing like a scene in total. I like seeing what got Dragon away from the Marines. Always been something I thought was interesting in this obviously set the tone for the revolutionaries. So yeah.
Just that one scene of Loki as a baby climbing up the tree, I think stuck with me more this year than anything else. I know it's my favorite moment, but like that was just the most impactful to me.
Yeah, I think emotionally that is definitely the most resonant. But the Harley, I mean, just as a reader, I mean, I do really love lore. I know that's not the common podcast thing, but for us as a group. Next question comes from Prison Mike. Don't know this reference. You down with OPP? Oh my, I messed it up. I'm tired, folks. Just got over the flu. Anyway, I'm not even going to try the rest. Thanks for another great year of the pod. Of all the new characters we've met in Elbef, who has been your favorite addition to the story so far? Yeah.
That one woman.
Which one?
I don't remember her name.
Ripley?
No, the woman with the volcano on her head that shoots laser beams out of her mouth.
Saint.
Oh, is this Maffy?
Yeah, Saint Maffy.
Her.
She has a terrible name too.
Yeah, I won't remember it, so I'll just think of her.
That is the most Jill-coded character
it's
I've ever
crazy.
seen.
I bet she has pink hair too.
100%. 100%. Although now I'm probably wrong about that.
I assume she's dead, though. I feel like when you come back and you only have one baby, like, where's the other one? There was another one? Instant death. Like, you lost my child.
I mean, to be fair, that was a fuck up on miscommunication. She didn't know there was one baby. But yeah, I mean, we don't know where she is. She could be alive. She could be dead. We don't even know her powers are, so we can't say, like, if someone else has her powers, so... But I think we'll get more of her, at least, because I'm sure we'll get at least one more scene of her.
Any other favorite new character of the arc?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's kind of typical, but I do really like Gabon. I think he's been...
Gabon's great.
Gabon is excellent, yeah.
Him and Ripley, like that entire little family is just such a... I love that.
That's what I love about him,
Colin's great, too. Like, all three of them are really... That's a fun... Mm-hmm. If any of them die, I'll kill anyone who gets in their way or whatever. My babies. Next question. Unless Kirsten, did you have one that...
I mean, characters of this year definitely Gabon. I mean, I don't know. And then, like, Loki's great. So, yeah. Strong characters all around.
Yeah, I'm enjoying Elbaf once we get back to it. Malcolm is back and dumb. I did not say it. That is the name of that's what it says here. What's the best thing you've eaten while reading and or watching One Piece?
Oh boy.
There's two questions here. That's the first. That is such a hyper specific question. I don't remember.
Think back on the last 25 years.
Yeah, I mean,
the
like
best
today?
thing you've eaten. Yeah, I don't. That's a really tough
question.
There have definitely been some days where, like, I didn't read the chapter right away, and, like, okay, it's around, like, lunchtime. Like, all right, I'll make something to eat, and then I'll read it while I'm eating. But I can't think of, like, a food or a specific time, because usually it comes out so early in the morning that I'm not really eating when I read One Piece, but...
Yeah,
I had chili cheese fries last night and watched the One Piece, so hey.
Hell yeah, that's great.
There's your answer right there.
I don't eat while reading the manga, but I eat while watching the anime all the time because we watch the anime at breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we do too.
So what'd you have for breakfast?
This morning?
This morning I did not have breakfast. I rolled out of bed and came on this podcast because Japan time. I feel like, I don't know.
We're all tired for different reasons here.
We're all tired for different reasons. I feel like maybe the best thing I've ever eaten
while watching One Piece.
Like, I feel like some, like, Christmas cake leftovers or, like, Thanksgiving pie leftovers, you know?
Yeah.
Like, leftover Thanksgiving pumpkin pie in One Piece.
How many pieces did you have?
I think you cut out there, but maybe that worked on the. We'll never know how many pieces, Kirsten.
Just one.
Oh,
Just one.
One piece.
oh, that
One piece.
You know what? Worth the technical issues there for that. I'll say I did watch all of Alabasta on Thanksgiving weekend, and that's like a memory I have.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, when I originally went through the series, I like just staying up insane hours and watching that while home for Thanksgiving from school. I am also going to answer this question with a non-answer. Yakitate Japan is the series is one of the only series I remember what I ate, and that's because I used to eat Portuguese rolls during that, because it's a series about baking and bread, and you gotta. The second question they have is, have you ever thought about looking through series that inspired One Piece, like Vicky the Viking, the anime made for Germany, as every episode is on YouTube in English, which is true. And I think it's official.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I should check those out.
I have not, so.
I've thought about it, sure. I've sure thought about it.
I've watched scenes from that, but I haven't like watched through the series. It has a very catchy intro. I think Kirsten and I were looking through that for
Mm-hmm.
But what else inspired, like, specifically? Oh, you know what, Baron, what's the name of that?
Baron
The Von
Munchausen?
Ogre. Yeah, the Baron, Munchausen movie. I saw way back with Brazil and the rest of those, I think. I'm trying to, like, think of what other movies, like, or what other things inspired One Piece, but Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Next question from PR Minotaur, who says, Happy Holidays and Happy New Year, OPP. What characters who have never met or talked in the story would you like to see eventually interact? So this is literally asking the question that Oda said, this is when these two characters meet. This is who you think.
Boy.
Who would you get excited about meeting that have never met?
Shirahoshi and Loki.
Yep.
I still think Shamrock and Buggy would be
Yeah,
very
I was
funny.
just about to say
Presuming
that.
they've
Yeah.
never
That's a good
met.
Yeah,
one.
Shamrock and Buggy.
That's a really good answer. Yeah.
They've got some good opportunities there for many things.
Who would be, I'm going to rephrase this question. It's not like a wrong answers only, but it kind of is. Who would be the most awkward meeting of two people who have never met? Although Buggy, again, is a good example. Good.
I'm just going to assume that Frankie and Queen did not interact in Wano.
Dragon and Usopp. Just together in a room.
So...
Dragon and Emu.
So you abandoned your kid.
Dragon and Emu would be very awkward. Dragon and Garp would be awkward.
Well, they've met. I presume.
We've met.
Yeah.
Oh, I know
We
they've
have
met.
seen them. Well, we have seen them
We've seen them
talk in the-
interact now. Yeah.
in the manga
Yeah.
now.
Mhm.
Crocodile and Dragon, just so we can see what happens there.
Yamato and Lilith, just to get Yamato on Elbaf.
Oh my god. Always Yamato with this one here.
Yep, I gotta be on brand.
More questions. The Sleigh Bell King says, hello, my fellow gingerbread munchers. Okay. It sounds like a euphemism. I don't like it. What are your peaks and pits of the year? I haven't heard that term, but yeah. The year 2025 in One Piece. Your favorite and least favorite moments of anything One Piece. Have great holidays. Meow. I don't know where the meow came from, but we discussed favorite. Why don't we discuss least favorite? What is the thing that I'll repose the question? What's the thing that has annoyed you the most this year in the manga?
I can't really think of any like super low moments. Like you could like say some parts of the pacing of God Valley could have gone faster, but at the end of the day, I enjoyed God Valley for what it was overall. Yeah, I can't really think of any like major glaring pit or like, oh, I didn't like that at all kind of thing.
Okay, that's called toxic positivity, Ken.
How dare you like this thing?
I'm so sorry.
As someone who's done this for 16 years.
Yeah, I mean, I did a whole rant on it, so I guess I would have to say the Kozuki Moria reveal. That was not my favorite thing.
I'll say not that you were so like enraged. I can't imagine what an angry Steven is. I can't imagine like a really like emotionally angry Steven, but of the emotional angry Stevens, that was the most emotionally angry I've heard. And you know what? You convinced me, because at first I was like, oh, that sounds okay, cool. I'm like, oh yeah, that is stupid.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool.
Oh no, we're
I think
not
it's
doing
fine.
this again. You have to listen.
I reserve judgment.
I was on the episode before. I remember.
Listen, I barely even clocked it, to be honest.
No, I didn't clock it.
So listen, whatever happens in the manga, we'll see. Maybe it's dumb.
Listen, it's a nothing little detail that if he wants to expand upon it, he can, but it means nothing in a vacuum. And that's the issue. It's like, oh, you threw that in there and that's it.
I think if it remains nothing, it's fine. But it just
kind of explains why. If it remains nothing, because then why even put it there? Like, it's gotta be something.
It explains why he was like, because we knew that he fought Kaido, and now it makes sense why he was in Wano to begin with. Because it made no sense for him to be there.
And he's not
now if he's
Wano,
really
right?
because
it was like a whole thing.
he was from the West Blue and then grew up in Wano. That's why he's again, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, let's move on to the next one, because I'm not rehashing this. I've checked out.
Stork. Morgan.
I have checked the fuck out. Reverse eye patch, whose name is normal and not some pun. Do you think any of these Straw Hats would make New Year's resolutions? We know they're dreams, but I'd like to know what they want to accomplish in the short term.
Nope.
They got some pretty chaotic lives to be attempting.
Nami's resolve to make money.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Luffy's resolve to eat
dreams.
Like, just their everyday things, I think.
Chopper's gonna cure one more disease.
Frankie's
gonna resolve to be a great man of the sea. Like,
yeah.
Maybe the Straw Hats are just really good at being mindful and being in the moment and not, dwelling on future.
I think that. Go ahead, Kirsten.
Oh, I was going to say maybe Luffy and Zoro resolve to take showers more than 1 or 2 days a week.
That's good.
They would never do that.
It's actually Sanji's resolution to force them to take showers more often.
That might be true, yeah. Sanji definitely has resolutions.
No, Sanji does. Sanji has a list.
Yeah.
Get Luffy to eat more vegetables.
Yeah, it's like a full,
Learn what sex actually is.
Sanji has
Kiss a girl.
Kiss a girl #1 with stars.
Yeah.
And it says Nami-san at first, and then it's crossed out.
Get Zoro to notice me. It could really go in any direction.
I bet Sanji has a planner.
Sanji 100% has resolutions. I legitimately, I'm like going through the Straw Hats now. I don't think any of the others would.
I think it would just be Sanji. Maybe Chopper.
Yeah.
I
after
can
you
see
heard about
Chopper.
it. He probably heard about it. He was like, oh, that's a cute thing. But he thinks of it as like wishes. But like
Brooke
Sanji
wouldn't.
No.
Jinbei does love planning, but he wouldn't believe in that crap, I don't think.
No.
Like, that wouldn't be his, like, bag. Robin wouldn't. Nami, just, as you mentioned, if you ask her, she'll tell you money, but I don't think she would. Yeah, Sanji.
It would just be Sanji. Yeah. And he would, really go for it.
It's Frankie. His New Year's resolution is be in more scenes. I need to get out there more.
Be super.
Be super is
that's the only one.
That's his resolution. Real one. Yeah. It's a funny question though. Malcolm has another question. What are your thoughts on the method of reading One Piece and then stopping at parts to watch the movies as proposed to as proposed by Reddit users? I ask because I'm trying to do just that. When you hear Reddit,
advice from Reddit.
Although I think that's not a bad idea. I
agree.
The movies take place at specific time periods. I mean, obviously there's reasons why they couldn't happen, blah blah blah. But you could tell by what finishing moves the Straw Hats use as to where they are in the series.
Right.
So I do like watching them as you go, because, you know, if you're in Wano, you kind of want to watch like Luffy being a badass and not having Gear 5 and stuff. I don't know. It's I could see watching it when it's like thematically.
Yeah, when it was produced. Yeah.
I agree, but I'm also going to say the exact opposite in that I do think going back to the movies after you catch up is like a really nice like shot of nostalgia. Like you
just
could
watch them all the time. I'm rewatching them.
Well, yeah, but like I remember like movie 4 specific. I have not seen all the One Piece movies because they've never officially been released, and I've like kind of been waiting
like the
for that.
OG ones.
I've watched a few, and movie 4 I watched, and that was nice because it was like going back to like that, almost like an Alabasta like post. I forget when it was produced, but it was like going back to a much earlier type of One Piece, and like it feeling new but also old is like I think a very special thing. So that's why I don't really think it matters. Obviously don't watch
it definitely doesn't matter.
I think it matters.
No, it definitely doesn't, but I mean
I think it matters more with the like modern ones like Strong World Forward, because they are like clearly in a more specific spot of where the series is.
Yes,
but like
no,
honestly, it really doesn't matter at all. Like,
I think don't go ahead of time. Like, don't watch the movies before you hit certain milestones. Yes, but I don't think you have to watch a movie at a certain point. I think Strong World you should watch before you get to the time skip. I think Film Z, there's like, I feel like a really big window for that.
I just watched that one. It's the biggest spoiler, I think, is like the Aokiji thing.
Yeah.
So that's
but to be fair, that happened like like that's the thing he does, like quote unquote spoil things for the manga in the film movies. So I don't even think it matters that much. Like the Laugh Tale and Stampede.
Film Z, I don't think matters much at all, but Film Gold, I think, really does, simply because of like Gear 4 and stuff. Yes,
but for Gold, I think if you watch it too close to Dressrosa, it's just too Dressrosa.
It's Dressrosa again.
Well, then he just looks like Doflamingo's son.
Yeah, I actually... No, you can't watch it before Dressrosa, I guess.
No.
Although, to be fair... Like, okay, if you're going to reveal Gear 4, is that the worst way to do it?
I mean, I don't know. Gear 4's reveal in Dressrosa was pretty hype.
It was, but also in retrospect, Gear 4 is probably my least favorite gear, and that's my hot take for the day.
I agree with this hot take fully.
Yeah.
I mean...
At the time, it was very, as everyone out there says, hype. Are
you talking about all the Gear 4s or just the Balloon Man initial reveal?
No, all the Gear 4s. I
don't like how Luffy...
I was going to say Snake Man's my favorite of them, but...
Yeah, Snake Man's better than the Balloon one, but I don't like how Luffy looks in Gear 4.
No,
it's
it
like
is
far
very
too macho.
Luffy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think of Gear 4 as a stopgap to Gear 5 these days. Because it's like, just Gear 5, to be honest.
Yeah, it's as cartoony as he can be without becoming a full-on Nika cartoon.
I think it really says a lot that Gear 5 has continued. Look, the explanation is stupid, yes, but Gear 5 has aged super well, I think, and is very Luffy, which is what's important. And so Gear 5 still is my favorite, then 2, then 3, then 4, and that's my ranking off the top of my head just now. 3, I guess. 3 is pretty cool. I like that as a bone balloon. It makes it extra weird. I
like that I miss that he shrank.
Shrinks. The
I
shrinking
do miss
was fun.
the shrinking Luffy.
That was fun.
So you like him shrinking, but not Loki. I get it.
Correct. Because that's not his whole power. It's a side effect of a thing.
Ken just wants Loki to show up with a skateboard and say, "How do you do, fellow humans?" That's all he's looking for.
I am on Ken's side with this.
There's the image. How do you do, fellow humans? Okay, I'll write that one down. What were we talking about? I'll write this piece. Okay, since they have two questions, we've answered one. I'm Stranger, or M Stranger. What is your favorite moment of the past year? We've answered this. To be fair, I did say it was a year-end thing, so I'm not like...
Yeah.
But and of all time is
When
the
I was
second
born,
part of it.
baby.
My favorite moment of all time.
Oh, wait, is this our favorite moment of this past year as in our personal lives? Like in our...
In my life, what's the
Non-One Piece?
greatest thing that has ever happened?
In my last 33 years, what was the best moment?
I've already forgotten the thing I was going to write down.
I had a pretty banger eggs Benedict yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. it was a country Benedict instead of like ham. It was actually fried chicken, and it was on like a biscuit instead of an English muffin. It did still have hollandaise, but my brother had gravy instead. Oh my god, guys! Even the chicken was incredible.
I can't
All
do
right, I'm taking
hollandaise very
I'm
well,
taking
but the
Jill's
rest of
answer.
that's fantastic. That's a
It's
good
so
answer.
good.
Sounds
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, her eggs Benedict is my favorite moment of the
Best
year.
moment of all time.
When my kids are listening to this in 10 years, Jill's egg Benedict.
Hey, Zach, listen. You bring your children over. We'll go together.
Okay,
you can
good.
take them here to California for this single
We could never
eggs
reach
Benedict.
that high, though. I don't think.
I don't know.
Yeah. What was I going to write down? I forget the freaking joke I made 5
For your
seconds
best
ago.
moment of all time.
No, before that, I was going to write down an episode title. How
the
did you fellow humans?
Humans.
I got it. I'm never going to remember this if I don't. Okay, last question comes from Big Mike, who says, in the recent trailer for the live-action series, it showed Luffy and Sanji shirtless, and it made me very happy. Do you know why that makes me very happy? Because oh god. Should have said this before I...
Oh my god.
Because it increases the chances that we'll get to see Nami shirtless after she gets her clothes burned off in Little Garden, as long as it's within the limit of the actresses. That's as much as I'm reading that. Thank you, Big Mike. And by thank you, I mean, why? On the other hand, thoughts on Iñaki being shirtless. There you
Looks
go.
good.
Yeah.
Good
What
for him.
did Steve say last week? Stupid, sexy, and Yaki. Just
Yes.
blocking the scene. And like behind him is Kureha, like
Son.
the first time I was actually seeing a little bit of her.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Exactly. How could you? Yeah, Iñaki amuses and enrages me in that he is able to do everything perfectly and amazingly. Like, have you heard his Japanese? He is also personable and just seems like the nicest human being. We'll see. Yeah, I assume. I don't know.
He's a good-
I've met him briefly. Because I went to a press event where I met
Oh yeah,
the whole
I forgot you did that.
cast. And he is Luffy. Like, I got to talk to him, and he came kind of uncomfortably close to me.
This sounds
and
like
like
him. Or like
makes
Luffy.
just like direct eye contact at that very close range. And
Did you kiss?
Yeah, no,
Mm,
no.
mm.
I
I don't know why
But
that's
yeah.
the first thing I asked.
yeah,
Because
like,
Ken's reaction is
yes, we kissed at this press event.
when you say someone gets uncomfortably close. We were just talking
Well,
about a
I
six
mean,
pack.
you know, I'm shy, and he is not.
No, I know. Yeah, I don't know how I
So
would.
yeah, but yeah, it was like this feeling of like, oh shit, this feels
what-
like if Luffy was a real person, what he
That's
would
what
be
Oda has said too. So
like. Yeah,
yeah. And you know what? It feels like that whenever I see him do anything. You can't act that level of Luffy. I feel like he just
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
he just is. Yeah, it was very, like, I felt a little starstruck. I was just like, oh my god,
It's Luffy,
it's Luffy.
and not because it's Iñaki Godoy, but because it's Luffy.
Yeah. Like, kind of. There was that part of my brain doing that.
Okay, here's a good question. If Luffy gets uncomfortably close to you, what do you think he would say or do to you? I don't. The kissing thing. I
What
don't
is
think
this
he would do.
question?
Probably flick his booger on you or something like that. Boy, right.
Perfect. There's your answer.
He's gonna ask if I have snacks or something.
Do you poop?
Yeah, I feel like I'm like I have like a piece of meat in my pocket,
Yeah,
and Luffy
yeah.
just is coming over and like eating the meat out of my pocket.
Yo. Ooh, pocket
Ooh,
meat.
pocket meat.
To be fair, he had his own.
You know
pocket
he's done
meat.
that multiple times.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah.
this is your
Yeah.
character. Kirsten's 100% right. Yeah, you're right. He wouldn't kiss you if you were too close, but he would if he thought there was meat on your face.
Well, you gotta hold like the meat stick, like the Pocky.
I am so punch drunk right now. I am so punch drunk. This is just
I've got
awful.
mutton and napkins in my pocket. And Luffy smells them.
Is that meat in your pocket?
Seinfeld
You're just happy
episode.
to see me.
There you go, Zach.
Instead of dogs following Elaine, it would have been
It's
Luffy
Luffy.
following Elaine. Also a great episode image that we're never going to draw.
I can actually see that happening in
Oh,
canon.
100%.
Oh yeah.
100%. Now, would Iñaki do that is the question. The answer is also yes.
Yes.
That's a good question, whether he loves meat as much as Luffy. That might be because I don't think he would be able to, function if he did. Any other questions, guys?
I think we're good.
That does it for Piece Together. Somehow this has been a
Wait,
longer
I
than
have
usual
I
episode.
have one question.
Chill.
What is your favorite One Piece podcast moment of the year? We haven't asked this yet.
Chill. That's true. I don't remember what happened
Anything.
earlier in this episode.
It's definitely a recency bias, but the most recent, the chocolate frosty emu episode,
yeah, that was.
on the Patreon feed, the uncut episode, you guys coming up with titles just back and forth for like 15,
I have to
20
look at
minutes.
what those were.
That was a really, really good part.
Oh yeah. Okay, I was looking at them. Yeah, Uncle Moo's
Yeah, that was a good
family
segment.
Moo Moo, of course. Yeah, how could I forget that? Yeah, those are always fun. I could look back in my notes and see. Yeah, I was doing the rare thing of like commenting on an episode while I was listening to it to Steve, and I'm like, wait a second, he's not gonna remember a single frickin' thing I'm gonna say, because like podcast amnesia, I feel like is a real thing. Well, I can. You're probably our best like control here. Like as someone who both listens and comes on, do you remember a podcast better when you're on it or when you listen to it?
Kind of both. I remember everything. I have this
What a
one of those
cop-out
kind of memory.
answer. Oh, my-
No,
Wow.
it's true. Like I do remember like every conversation that I have.
oh
to a
it's just
degree.
photographic memory, Ken. That's what we'll call you from now.
It's not photographic though. But I think like if I had to pick one, like listening to them, definitely I remember them more. This is like I don't know I wasn't there in the moment, so it's more interesting when you're listening fresh than re-listening later on.
You see, my trivia should be at the end of each episode. Did we say X earlier in
What
the
happened?
episode?
That
Yeah,
would
what did we
actually
say in the
not
episode?
be a bad idea. That would be a fun way to trip someone up.
Oh, okay. You know what? This is
Topics.
what we'll do.
Yeah.
We'll do it right now.
No.
We're just doing
No.
a quick. Yeah, I'm testing.
Well, the issue
ya.
is now you won't remember anything that happened at the beginning of this podcast.
That's the
either.
problem. I don't.
Yeah, Loki should be tiny.
Okay. Here's the question.
Point to Ken.
What is the episode title that we're hopefully going with for this week's episode, Ken?
We didn't save the children.
Okay, fuck you. I don't know. I don't have any.
Or
I don't
hello,
remember
fellow-
anything else.
Or
that's
hello,
happened.
fellow humans. You can go either or. I don't know.
That's true. Okay, I wrote both of those down. Oh, what? This wasn't technically on the air, I don't think. Oh no, we did mention it though. What was our Emu Saturn mashup name that we came up with?
For the inflatable one,
Hmm.
the wacky emu inflatable tube man.
Sure, I'll take it.
All right,
On
I
that
win.
note, we could round off, which we'll do right now. Kirsten, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at KIRCAREYGTR. And you can find me on Blue Sky without the GTR part. I don't really have any plugs right now.
Except that you'll be on next week.
Except that I'll be on next week, and there will be some new music.
Yeah, live performances.
So look forward to that.
Yeah. With a bassist that you keep in the house.
With a bassist that I just keep around. Just in case.
Ken, do you have a bassist in your house?
No, not right now.
Glad you checked. Everyone check their home. There may be a bassist in your house right now.
It's 10:30. Do you know where your bassist is?
Do I need to call the police?
Shit, there's like 6 of them in my closet right now. Ken, where can people
Why
find
do you keep 6 bassists in your closet?
Again, we're not talking about the instrument, a bass. We're
Because
talking
all
about
your
the
bassists
actual
I said
players.
bassist.
Okay, Jill, you won.
God damn it, Jill.
That's bringing it around. Ken, did you mention where people could find you? I forgot.
No, I did not. I'm Ken O'Connor. You can find me anywhere on the internet under KindKing01, whether that be Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, you name it. I'm KindKing01 everywhere. And check out the OPP Art Collab on Blue Sky. Is a project I ran last year where I gathered hundreds of artists to draw hundreds of One Piece characters. You can find that at OP Collab on Blue Sky.
Steven, actually, speaking of April, that's when the Akane Banashi anime starts, right? I know you did.
Woo!
I believe so.
Yeah, but you translate the manga for that, which people should read, right? Where else can people find you?
StephenPaul.bsky.social. And hey, here's a little present for you. Christmas present. Here's Simba. Is that coming through?
Aw.
That
Yeah, I
did
heard a
come
little
through.
Yeah, we heard him.
Zoom even let that come through. Her face just was a giant
Simba.
pop filter for that. Thank you, Steven. Jill, do you have a cat that you could put
I
to the
do
microphone?
have 2 cats, Jack Black and Arya Stark. Neither of them are here or will be making an appearance today, sadly. You just get me. But you can find me at Pirate Test Unluck on Blue Sky. And you can find me in Final Fantasy XIV on the Ultros server as Pyrrha Unluck.
Okay,
Jack, who won? Zach. Called you Jack after my cat. Zach, who won this episode?
I'm not up to that yet. Ken, did Iris have anything to say before, since we're doing
I could
cat
try.
time? But Lucy already left the room, but she was here before. That's how you talk? You use hand puppet signals?
Yeah. Speak.
It looks like you're mocking her.
Speak. Come on. There we go.
Okay.
I don't know if that came through. But...
I don't know, but thank you, Iris. Okay, the winner of today's episode, as always, is me.
This is bullshit.
Recount.
Yeah, stop the count, guys. Something is wrong.
No, we don't do that in the year 2025. How else am I supposed to answer that? Obviously, I win the Maji this year, which we did do, the Majis, but it's fine. It's just a running joke. You can follow us at OnePiecePodcast.com or Patreon.com/OnePiecePodcast to find out the actual winner. But seriously, you could follow us there. Sticker Club of the Month. We got other stuff there, like the Forced to Watch 4Kids series. You could join us on Discord as a Piece asker, questioner. And yeah, follow us in the new year. Lots of good stuff coming down. Yeah, it's going to be our 17th anniversary this coming year. What other milestones do we have?
17th? Jesus.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Oh my god.
We're going to be older than you were when you were listening to us originally?
In
Is
high
that
school?
true?
Yeah, actually. I think I probably started listening to the podcast maybe when I was 16.
So that means you've been listening to us half your life, if you've actually been listening that whole time?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is
I need
crazy.
to stop. I gotta leave.
Actually, I'm getting pretty close to doing this half my life, and not closer than I'd like. Yeah, other milestones to come, I'm sure. But yeah, tell your friends about us. Hoping good things come in the next year for our podcast, for One Piece, and most importantly, for everyone else out there. But until then, you can follow me, ZachLogan.com on Blue Sky. I occasionally post there. One Piece Podcast anywhere you get your podcasts, and any social media where you get your media. That's it for the year. Until next year, my name is Zach. We'll see you then. Goodbye.
Anytime.
No, we don't do that. Chill.
Oh.
Happy New Year.